forward in the best way they can and organise all the works packages differently. It was really innovative, but I think they regarded it as the only way that they could really procure this without huge cost, risk and overrun, which they would have expected in procuring a project at that
time. The issue of claims, Deirdre,
you shouldn't be surprised.
The issue of claims and claims being raised, it's come up a lot in association with the National Children's Hospital project. People talking about the number of claims, thousands of claims that have been that have been raised. Just it sounds like something very worrying when it's being discussed, but what is it in fact?
Construction contracts are not the same as contracts for the purchases of goods or even purchase of a building that already exists. They're dynamic contracts, they're designed for change. And there's lots of reasons why claims could be made, and a big reason is often that the employer's requirements may change, the design may have to change for a variety of reasons. Sometimes because, a use case is better understood as the design goes on. Sometimes it's because there's something about the site, which means that there has to be a change in the scope of the contract. Because every project, it's not like buying a car. Every project is kind of unique because even if the design has been done before, it's never been built in that place.
lot can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. By great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, and some days, not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
Yes, a very good afternoon. You're very welcome to Piltown GA Grounds here in County Kilkenny. The setting for this afternoon's TG4 All-Ireland Ladies Senior Football Championship Relegation Playoff. It's an all-Munster affair. Two teams who are pretty familiar with each other at this stage. It's Waterford against Tipperary, and we're just a few minutes away from a throw-in. We're live here on the Ladies Gaelic Football live streaming portal. Of course, there's another big battle getting underway in Kiltoon very shortly as well. Cavan against Laois. The winners today will be safe in the top flight for next season. The losers will have one final opportunity in a relegation playoff final next weekend. A big game for both sides here in Piltown as the Munster rivals aim to preserve their top flight status for next season. Both sides have had a disappointing All-Ireland Championship campaign so far. Waterford losing to Donegal and lost out to All-Ireland champions Meath last time out. While Tipperary, despite a credible performance against Galway in round 1, they were comprehensively beaten by Cork in round 2, where they conceded 8 goals. So both teams probably not full of confidence coming into today. I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary position by a player who knows all about these big matches. It's former Waterford star and Ballymacarbery's Louise Ryan, who's alongside me in the commentary box this afternoon. I suppose, Louise, first of all, it's a situation I suppose no county wants to be in. Both these teams, I'm sure, would have had higher ambitions at the start of the season, but thus they find themselves here, and I suppose both sides would be keen to hang on to that top flight status.
Yeah, absolutely, Gavin. I think both teams will be very disappointed to be here today. I mean, Waterford, they had a good league campaign, as you said. Drew a Cork, bet Meath and Donegal, but they weren't able to bring that through to the championship. So they'll be very disappointed to be in a relegation for a second year in a row. Last year they came through by beating Monaghan, but they're very familiar with Tipperary. And as you said, Tipperary, although they had a good league campaign, they haven't won a game since March. So both teams will be doing everything they can possible to stay up in senior this year, because you know they have shown they are able to compete. And as you said, Tipperary very disappointed conceding all those goals against Cork. They conceded, I think, 16 goals in total this championship, and only scored 8, while Waterford conceded 7 and scored 4. So you know both teams show that they are able to compete, but it's all or nothing here today. And as you say, nobody wants to be in a relegation match next week against the losers of Laois and Cavan. So it should be a good contest between the two teams. Yeah, usually evenly matched when these sides meet, and expect something similar this afternoon. That's our cue to go to the team lineups. We're going to start with the Waterford first here in Piltown this afternoon. I was about to say home team there for a second, but they did play 2 league games here at the start of the year. But Piltown, the neutral setting for this afternoon's clash. So it's Evelyn O'Brien between the posts of change in the full back line there. Cora Murray, she's ruled out. She's replaced by Hannah Power of St. Pat's, who'll wear the number 18 jersey. Laura Mulcahy at 3 and Aoife Murray at 4. It's Eve Power, Emma Murray and Captain Karen McGrath from Ballymacarbery makes up the half back line. It's Anya O'Neill and Breege McMaw who team up with Lorna Porca. Kellyanne Hogan, Annie Fitzgerald on the 40 and Ava Waring make up the half forward line. And the inside trio for Pat Sullivan's charge
charges this afternoon. Katie Murray, she's also ruled out. She's replaced by Shamrocks player Catherine Hines, Kate McGrath at the edge of the square, and Lauren McGregor, number 15. I suppose that last player we've mentioned there, Lauren McGregor, she's been a real goal getter for Waterford, not alone in the championship but right throughout the league campaign as well, Louise. She'll take a bit of watching today.
Absolutely. I think she scored 9 goals in total this year. Got 1-4 the last day against Meath, so she's really in top form today. So I've no doubt Tip will be watching her very closely.
They certainly will indeed, and it's on to the aforementioned Tipperary next to have a club made of Louises, of course, in between the posts. That's Lauren Fitzpatrick from Ballymacarbery, Elaine Kelly, Lucy Spillane and Emma Cronin make up the full back line. It's Laura Dillon, Maria Curley at 6, the Templemore player, and Cleena O'Dwyer wears the number 7 jersey. It's Laura Morrissey and Niamh Martin teaming up at midfield. Clara English, Emma Morrissey and Nora Martin make up the half forward line and the inside line. For Peter Cregan's charges this afternoon, Angela McGuigan wears 13. Emma O'Sullivan from Mike Harkey Boris at the edge of the square, and Aisling Maloney, the Care attacker, who again will take quite a bit of watching. She's going to wear the number 15 jersey. So again, Tipperary, I suppose, they're under Peter Cregan, who's a vastly experienced manager. They'd be hugely disappointed to have shipped that heavy defeat against Cork, and they'd be keen, I suppose, for a good start here today.
Absolutely, and we all know too well how good goal scorers they have. I think Aisling Maloney scored 5 goals so far this year. She got one the first minute against Galway, so they'll be looking for a good start here today. Emma Morrissey, Angela McGuigan, they're all goal scorers this year, so they have the ability, and I think the matchups are going to be very important here today. I wouldn't be surprised to see Karen McGrath taking up Aisling Maloney. She marked her the last day as well and did a good job, so I would expect to see her on her, but I think from the start both teams will try to sit down and mark her straight away. And
they certainly will. You mentioned that Munster Championship meeting earlier in the year where Waterford came out on top, but just 2 points separated the sides that day in Dungarvan. Waterford winning by 1-9 to 1-7. So again, as I'm sure you well know, Louise, when these teams meet, I suppose, it is the local derby element to it as well, and form kind of goes out the window, and they usually bring out the best in one another as well. Absolutely, they know each other so well. Played each other a lot over the years. Some of them, as you said, even Lauren Fitzpatrick plays club with some of the girls here on the Waterford team, so they know each other very well. And as I said, Waterford have played a couple of games down here in Piltown, so they will be familiar with the pitch. But as weather conditions, you can see the wind is blowing here, rain is starting to fall, so it should be slippy out there as well. Yeah, conditions far from ideal. You see the match referee who's made the journey from County Lough this afternoon. That's Paul Burke. He's the Rator this afternoon. And we see both sets of teams as well sporting the equality T-shirts as well, which I suppose have been a hot topic over the last couple of matches, I suppose, last couple of weeks in terms of the Camogie ladies football as well. So I know it's been well documented as well, Louise. But again, these players keen to, I suppose, express their concerns and I suppose for the welfare of the ladies players as well here again this afternoon. So an ongoing issue, I suppose. Yeah, it is, and it's great to see both teams, standing together here. All the ladies football united on this front, and I think it's very important. The rights they're looking for is only fair and just the same as their men counterparts. So it's very important that they all stay united on this one. Yeah, so that's what you see in the centre of the field there. They're just sporting those T-shirts, as you can see, those equality T-shirts, and then they'll break into the Waterford and Tipperary jerseys. Waterford being their white strip, Tipperary in the familiar blue and gold. And the crowd still starting to make their way in. There's plenty of umbrellas on the far over side. You'd certainly need one this afternoon. So Paul Burke from Louth, as we mentioned, is our match referee this afternoon on a huge weekend of action here on the LGFA platform. I know it's knockout weekend as well in the All-Ireland quarterfinals. Some big games taking place, but for these counties, it's about preserving that top flight status, and I'm sure that's what Pat Sullivan and Peter Creedon would be drilling in today, Louise. Get a win, you're safe. You avoid then that build up to a final relegation battle next weekend, and I'm sure that's what both teams will be targeting. Definitely. A loss today, there's huge pressure on next week. Tip, I suppose, have kind of yo-yoed up and down over the last few years. Won the intermediate 17, went back down in 18, won again in 19, and been up senior since, whereas Waterford are up since 15, and they have had 3 relegation battles in the last few years, so they'll also want to stay up, so it's a crucial game here today. See both captains there, just Tomas McCarthy there, I see of WLR getting a quick picture there of Karen McGrath and Marie Curley, the 2 captains, so they're obviously gone back in to put on their jerseys now. We're wait to be seen how long that will last for. But they go back into change. I don't think it'll take too long. So referee just making sure everything is in check. So as you mentioned there's a bit of a breeze there. Waterford played 2 league games here earlier on in the year. Louise obviously drew with Cork in a very competitive game. We're very unlucky not to get anything from Kerry as well in the opening round. So I suppose they have done a bit of winter training here as well. So they possibly will be used to the surroundings here, and not that the pitch wins a game, but maybe hoping that can play in their advantage.
Yeah, and they'll be very familiar with the surroundings. I know they did some pre-season training here as well, and it's only down the road for them, so they are familiar with the setup. It's a big open pitch here, as you can see, and conditions are not great, so they'll just have to play it by ear now and see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, Waterford have had the better scoring difference over Tip in the last few games, -10, whereas Tip have been -36. So I would think the Waterford would be favourites here today. I would see them coming out on top if going on the last scores, but you just never know. Both teams are very strong, as Tip are very strong down the middle. I mean, Lucy Spillane, full back, very strong. Maria Curley, their captain, she's excellent and very strong. I see Nora Martin and Emma O'Sullivan are in today for Sarah English and Caitlin Downey, so they're 2 changes from the last day they played. But Emma Morrissey able to score goals along with Angela McGuigan, Aisling Maloney. They're very strong, so we'll just have to wait and see how it goes.
So the referee giving another whistle there. That is Paul Burke to get the teams out here in the Piltown surface. The officials are ready to go. Thankfully the rain has eased off for a couple of moments, but I'm sure we will see a few showers. People have the umbrellas, they are prepared just to be safe, I suppose, for this relegation battle. Since Waterford won the intermediate championship, incidentally, in Pat Sullivan's first year in charge of his first stint as Daisha boss, Tipperary have won that same championship, winning it first in 2017, but went back down after just 1 year, but bounced straight back up the first time of asking in 2019. So they have sort of yo-yoed up and down in terms of between the intermediate and senior grades, so they'll be keen to, I suppose, maintain that top flight status for next season, Louise.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very important to both teams. I think Waterford will be disappointed they couldn't keep up the form they had in the league, and Tip as well. They did well as well in their league, so no team wants to have to go down here today. The last day they played, Laura McGregor scored a goal, and Emma Morrissey scored a goal too, but in the last minute Aisling Maloney was very unlucky. She had a punch stayed off the line, so she's very, very dangerous here today. And as we know how accurate she is on her frees, Waterford will be trying their best not to give away any frees within her scoring range today.
Certainly so. I think we see some emergence from the dressing room. Rory has kindly pointed out to me that there were 3 minutes in there since they went back in. I don't think we have a national anthem today, so we're just going to go straight into the throw-in. So Waterford are first out, hit the Kilkenny venue here in Piltown. In fairness, the pitch in reasonably good nick, considering the amount of rain we had yesterday and indeed early this morning as well. So, as we mentioned, we're live here on the official LGFA live streaming portal. Waterford against Tipperary, these Munster rivals bidding to remain in the top flight for next season. The losers of today will play the losers of the other relegation battle, which has taken centre stage in Kiltoom, Cavan and Laois. They'll be underway in a couple of minutes, but as I said, the one we're focused on is Waterford against Tipperary. Substitutes taken into getting into the dugout directly underneath us. So those 2 Waterford changes, again, just to give you a reminder: Cora Murray, she's been ruled out and replaced by Hannah Power of St. Pat's, and in the Waterford attack, Katie Murray, she's ruled out at number 13, and in her place comes Catherine Hines of the Shamrocks Club. We weren't told of any changes on the Tipperary team, but we'll bring you those if we get any to hand, and we are awaiting the arrival of Peter Creedon's side onto Piltown. Pat Sullivan down underneath us, and just having a word there. Of course, there's a huge effort gone in from both sets of management's team, but particularly Pat, and I suppose the work he puts into it, Louise, and his, I suppose, passion and enthusiasm for the game. He would have wanted Waterford, I suppose, to be competing maybe in a quarter-final rather this weekend than relegation, but they're here today, and I suppose now they have to try and get themselves out of this situation. Yeah,
absolutely, and he's been there. I mean, he's been with Waterford when won the Intermediate All-Ireland, so he knows all about success, and he also knows about relegation battles being here as well last year again. So he'll be very keen to for the girls to bring in a team performance here. I heard him speaking during the week on WLR about that. Also speak about some of the girls that were missing today. They're injured. I know Sheena McGuckin is injured, and Niamh Power both losses today as well. So but as you said, Hannah Power is coming in and Catherine Hines, so they're very, very strong, formidable side. They know what it takes, and we'll just have to see how it goes now in the next few minutes.
Yeah, so Tipperary have emerged there after a couple of toots of the whistle there from Paul Burke, who's anxious to get proceedings underway. So Pat Sullivan has a final word there, just shakes hands there with the match, the fourth official directly underneath us. So the officials are set up, and Tipperary have emerged here onto the Piltown surface. So a couple of positional changes straight away. Aisling will only got into the centre of the park, and so too was Emma Morrissey, which Louise predicted there before throw-in. So referee making sure everyone is back the requisite distance, and we're almost ready to go here. Huge occasion here in Piltown. Both sides hoping to preserve their top flight status, and see the Megan Dunford down underneath us. What a heartbreaker injury she had, of course, earlier on in the championship. that day in that league game in Fairfield. But great to see her back on the sideline today, and I'm sure she'd have had a few influential words with a few of the girls, Louise, before today.
Absolutely met her the last day after the Meath match. She's absolutely devastated to be out. Got on the National Teams League this year, and she's a huge blow for Waterford to missing this championship. Yeah,
we wish her a speedy recovery. So away we go here in Piltown. Paul Burke gets the game underway, and Tipperary straight away in possession with the aforementioned Aisling Maloney. Good 1-2 play there. Tipperary getting their hands on the ball early. It's with the midfielder Niamh Martin, the Slieve player back. Maloney again combining. It's on the far side of the field now. Tipperary have it, trying to work the first attack there. Waterford, Hannah Power back there in defence. So Tipperary playing keep ball in the early exchanges. Now it's back with Aisling Maloney, real playmaker in this Tipperary attack. What a player, what a warrior she's been for the Premier over the years. And Tipperary just keeping keep ball. They go backwards all the way as far as Laura Dillon, the Ardfinnan player, has another support runner on this side, but Tip just happy enough to go through the keep ball route in the early exchanges. That is the centre back, indeed, the team captain Maria Curley from the Templemore club. Tip have it to far overside as well. That breeze beginning to pick up here as well in Piltown. And Waterford getting the bodies back. You can hear Pat Sullivan down underneath us making sure they have bodies back there. Nora Martin, another one of the Slieve contingent on this Tipperary team. Back to Cliona O'Dwyer, the Brian Barrows player. Waterford getting plenty of bodies back there, but Tip have that all-important football. Angela McGuigan on the ball, now sprays it across back to the centre or the cornerback Elaine Kelly from Kappa White, and Tipperary find Aisling Maloney again, who's just so good at finding those pockets of space. Lovely balance and control here by the KR player. Pods looks for space down the line, but just slips to the ground there momentarily, and the referee says over carrying there. That'll do nicely from Waterford's point of view, because they had plenty of bodies back. Tip had their hands on the ball for a long time, but Waterford will be pretty relieved to get their hands back on it. Yeah, good pressure by Waterford there. Tip playing against a strong breeze, so Breed back Maw there picking up Aisling Maloney, so Waterford will be happy to overturn that one. Awaiting the opening score here in Piltown. Laois, first blood to Laois up there in Kiltoom. They lead Cavan by a point to no score. We're concentrating on the Waterford Tip game. We await the opening score. It's with Breed McMaw from Ballymacarbery. Busy this week on the cool camps doing the coaching, she was, so looking forward to today's game. Back inside as far as the full forward line. First time Waterford got inside that Tipperary cover. Have they lost possession though? Referee has indicated her the whistle there which way is the free going, and he says I think it's going to be a free into the Daisha there. They'll be happy with that. Just over anxious in the tackle there, Tipperary, and it's a chance for Waterford to kick possibly the first score. It's not an easy one to start if you're a free taker, but we'll see how Waterford go with this one as we see a few drops of rain starting to sprinkle down here in the Piltown surface. Effort comes in, it's off the right foot. Can it go all the way? It just couldn't be drawn in there on that occasion. And it was a decent effort from Lauren McGregor, who's, I suppose, the player lit up really, not alone the league, but the championship as well. The Dungarvan player, but just pulled it on that occasion. It was a tricky one, Louise. Yeah, it was a hard angle there, although there was a strong wind. She was out near the sideline there, so it was a tough one to put over. 1-2 here between Lauren Fitzpatrick and Elaine Kelly, and Waterford keeping the pressure on. Back over the far side now as far as the aforementioned Kelly again for Tipperary. Lauren Fitzpatrick making herself available again. I see Angela McGuigan has gone way back there inside the her own really, really deep as Tipperary build the attack here with Lauren Fitzpatrick coming out with the ball now. Tip against Bradis and across far over side of the field. Waterford trying to get the bodies back there, but Tipperary, you can see both sets of sides just trying to get their hands on it early, and maybe a bit of nervousness coming into this relegation dogfight here this afternoon. Both sides keen to retain that top flight status. Tip have runners off the shoulder here. One of those is McGuigan again, goes forward. Nice sidestep, lovely footwork there by the player from Slieve Naman. Referee says though that you over anxious and over use of it on that occasion. To say she thought she did use it in time there, but referee Paul Burke is closer than we are. Says free to Waterford. They'll be happy with that one. They're not hanging around. Taken very quickly out in front of Hannah Power, a player who loves to attack and go into open space. That's what the St. Pat's player does on this occasion. Lovely balance here by Hannah. Gets the ball back there. Lovely 1-2 between the Power sisters. The St. Pat's duo combine. Is there an end product from Waterford's point of view? Lauren McGregor wins the ball. She was pulled there as she received that ball. Referee was just giving her a few seconds to see could she get away, but lovely flowing move. A bit of injection of pace there from Waterford, and they win the free. Yeah, they'll be happy enough with that free. As you said, I wasn't too sure on the Tipperary free. I think it was quite generous, but Waterford have another chance here to put a score on the board. And it is Lauren McGregor from Dungarvan to open the scoring here in Piltown. She drops it short though into the waiting arms. Tipperary, plenty of bodies back there out as far as Aisling McGuigan, and Tipperary built the attack there. She'd be just disappointed with that one. Didn't get enough trajectory in the kick there, and it's back with Tipperary again. Covering the ground as always is Nora Martin. Modern wing forward up and down. You can see Marie Curley making a run. She's been policed by Kellyanne Hogan there. It's going to be a tough task for Kellyanne, but no better player is supposed to step up to that mark. That seemed to be a push in the back. Referee agrees. And Tip mount another attack inside as far as Aisling Maloney, who's now moved into the full forward line. She's been marked by Karen McGrath as predicted by Louise before throw. And what can she do with this one? Very close to the sideline on the far over side. Waterford with plenty of bodies back there, trying to get that D area organised. But Maloney is happy to keep the ball. No better player in the balance. And when she has that ball as well. Now Tipperary trying to find a bit of pace here and a bit of injection as they go forward. They have possession again back as far as midfield area, and now it is with the midfielder Niamh Martin from the Slieve Naman club back as far as Nora Martin. Now it's on there. See, looks like Sarah English there is actually into the Tipperary team, the number 17. We'll see who she replaced. We weren't told about that one, but we'll follow the play. English trying to go forward there. She's surrounded there by a wall of white players. And once again, the referee, I thought for a second he was going to give over carrying, but there was a push there. That's going to be a free into the blue and gold. Bit of a rash tackle there, and Tipperary will be in no particular hurry. You see Aisling Maloney taking her time, trotting over for this one. Leash, I believe, have doubled their lead up there in Kiltoom against Cavan. 2 points, no score. We await the opening score here, and Lauren McGregor missed one at the other end. We'll see how Aisling Maloney gets on here, Louise.
Yeah, and I just see from Waterford there, all bar one player was back inside the Waterford defence there for that, so they're really getting back, trying to defend that D. There's only one Waterford player left inside their half, so see how Aisling Maloney gets on with this one.
Yeah, we'll see how she gets on. Just trying to not go too far forward in the lorry here in Philtown in case I go head first down underneath us, which I'm sure some of the lads would get a bit of a kick out of, but we'll watch Louis Aisling Maloney have this effort from the Care Club. Referee just giving her making sure players are back the requisite distance. She's going to kick this one off her right leg, and the referee says delay on the free. I think he's going to throw it in. Don't see that too often there, but it's actually turned it over and he's given the free to Waterford. So yeah, that could be a big moment in this game. So Paul Burke is not hanging around this afternoon. He'll be interested to see whether he's going to be consistent on that. Aisling Maloney and Tipperary manager absolutely furious to see Peter Creedon on the far over side. Now Waterford could punish this. Here's Breed McMaw. First time we've seen her go into that Tipperary attack. Nice balance and control by the Ballymacarbery player trying to go forward. She needs support though. Cuts back inside. Tipperary have the bodies back. Both sides playing a pretty defensive game, but when you're in this relegation situation, you just want to hang on for dear life, maintain that status for next season. Waterford shipped this one across now. Good build-up play there involving Kellyanne Hogan was involved, and now looking for the 1-2 there, but the pass goes astray there into the waiting arms of Marie Curley there, who's just back there, and Tipperary back in defence, going to go back into the capable arms of Lauren Fitzpatrick, who of course plays her club football in Waterford, club made of Louise, of course, in Ballymacarbery, and Tip working this ball out now, trying to get bodies up. See Emma Sullivan has gone really, really deep as well out in the middle of the field for Tipperary, wearing 14, but playing a really deep role. That's a pull back there. Bit of a cute foul, if you want to call it, from Waterford's point of view, just to slow down the Tipperary attack, but there's no slowing down Aisling Maloney when she's on it. Now she's out in front of her player. Good play here by Aisling, policed by Karen McGrath, as we mentioned earlier. Tipperary go into the attack. Can they get the opening score of this game? Ball bobbling inside there. Emma Sullivan just couldn't get her hands on it there, and the referee says there was a trip there, a loose tackle on the ankle there of the Waterford defender Hannah Power as she came out there, and she wins it back very, very quickly. As we can see, Annie Fitzgerald making a run down underneath us. Of course, the dual star with Waterford. She'll be part of the Waterford Camogie team in the All-Ireland semi-final. That's a huge occasion when, of course, Waterford and Tip meet in the Camogie next weekend, but it's all about the ladies' football this afternoon, and that was a throw ball there from Tipperary. Aisling Maloney did get on the ball, or in fact Emma Morrissey, but again, they're pretty incensed with that decision, but Paul Burke certainly on the money so far, and he's really, really sharp on any mistake or ball is thrown, and I think for a bit of descent he's going to bring it an extra 13 metres, so Tip might feel a little bit aggrieved in the opening few minutes, Louise.
Yeah, I think Waterford definitely got a lot more frees than Tipperary starting off, but it's whether they can capitalise on it now, and last time they had a few sloppy passes that gave it away, so let's see if they can get a score at the board. Annie
Fitzgerald got the pass there off Breed McMaw, but she's adjudged to have been charging on that occasion. Pat O'Sullivan with the arms up in the air, but it looked like the goal-tier player charged, and Tipperary get possession with Angela McGuigan winning it back now. They go forward. That's the the corner back, Elaine Kelly, and she goes in there to the Waterford player. This time she wins Kellyanne Hogan, or Laura Mulcahy I should say there. She's been spoken to there. I thought Waterford were going to get the free there, but it's actually Elaine Kelly who's deemed to have been fouled there. But
I thought it was charging myself.
We said earlier on, there's no quarter given her. It's certainly been that way in the opening 5 or 6 minutes here. I'm sure we'll have a bit of debate over that one. Pat Sullivan is absolutely livid down underneath us, as we can see. I hope we didn't pick up any of the colourful language there from Pat, but we'll follow the play. Interestingly, in the opening exchanges here, there's no holding back. Tipperary have it. We still await the opening score here in Piltown on this All-Ireland relegation final, or relegation playoff. Of course, the losers will have one more opportunity, but they're not thinking about that. They want to secure that status this afternoon. Aisling Maloney in possession for Tipperary, brings it all the way back out to the almost a 65-metre line, shipped across as far as Nora Martin, who's been busy in the early exchanges for Tipperary. She's trying to get her player on the ball there. In fact, that's Angela McGuigan. Nora Martin making a run outside. Now it's with Tipperary. Waterford, plenty of bodies back there. This is Tipperary going forward. Bit of over-anxious tackling there on Emma Morrissey, who's not going to be missed in the fluorescent boots there this afternoon, the yellow boots, and she did well to draw that free there for Tipperary. Just on the edge of the D there. Waterford had bodies back there, but just a little bit over-anxious there in the tackle, and a chance for Aisling Maloney to perhaps kick the opening score. We're certainly waiting a long while for it. You feel this first score, Louise, could be crucial, just whichever team gets on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. The wind is kind of picking up there now, so Aisling Maloney's kicking into a strong wind. I mean, nearly 10 minutes on the clock and no score yet.
Yeah, scores could be at a premium here this afternoon. Lovely jinx inside there, but Tipperary's they go for it as a centre back. That's Marie Curley in her effort there. Don't think she want to see a replay of that one because it was pretty wayward in the end. Tipperary worked it short, but the end product wasn't there on that occasion, so Waterford can soak up that pressure. And here's a chance for Evelyn O'Brien, of course, who's become the #1 custodian for Waterford this year. Had a great campaign in the league, and certainly a flying goalkeeper this season. The Clashmore Kinsale Beg player, big moment for the club as well to have the #1 goalie for Waterford, and certainly behind her all the way. We'll follow the play back now with Murray again. First time we've really seen Emma Murray go into the heart of the Tipperary defence. She had a couple of great displays in Piltown earlier on in the league. She'll be hoping for another one this afternoon. Waterford with possession now. Kellyanne Hogan. Nice balance and control by the Ballymacarbery player. Back inside as far as Emma Murray, the Cumber Rangers player. Now Fitzgerald on the ball for Waterford. Back towards Breed McMaw. In fact, that was Kate McGrath who gave the pass. Breed McMaw going forward. She's surrounded there by a wall of blue and gold jersey, but she did well. Somehow managed to hang on to the football there and drew the free there as well, because if that spilled, she could have been in trouble, but just held onto it for almost for dear life. Paul Burke says, little pull of the arm there. It's a chance for Lauren McGregor to perhaps finally open the scoring after some nearly 12 minutes here of play at what's a pretty windy Hilltown venue. She's going to kick this one off her right leg. Unbelievable, of course, so far in the league and championship. Let's see how she gets on here. Off the right leg. That's a little bit better. That's a confident kick by the Dungarvan player. We're off the mark here in Piltown. It's first blood to Waterford in this Munster derby. May have taken some 12.5 minutes, but Lauren McGregor nailed that one to perfection. Breed McMaw won the free well. Finished well by McGregor.
Yeah, Breed showing her strength there. Very strong player, middle of the field, great stamina, and won a great free there for Lauren to convert.
Good score by McGregor, so Waterford will be happy enough. So our dad Crone on the way in there here is always supporting the Daisha when it comes to ladies football, and he'll be keen, I'm sure, for a Waterford victory here this afternoon. I'm sure Tipperary will have a thing to say about that. Laois have gone 3 points to no score up against Cavan up there in Kiltoon. Waterford, Tipperary have an advantage here. Referee says now that's over. Can they use it? Hoping to use it well here is Emma O'Sullivan, the Mike Carkey Boris player, back outside there looking for the midfielder, but it's going to just bypass her. But they have more bodies there. Threaded forward there by Clino Dwyer, the Brian Barrow's player, looking for the one player they're looking for the whole time is Aisling Maloney. Running off the shoulder there is Emma Morrissey. Maloney has to decide to go solo here because she's been surrounded. Almost looks like she's been double teamed on that far over side, but certainly a player of that calibre you need to keep an eye on. Laura Morrissey on the ball now for Tipperary, spreading it across. A lot of room in this side for Sarah English, who seems to have replaced someone in that Tipperary defence. Will try and bring it that one in due course. Pop pass inside as far as Nora Martin here if she can get on the end of this one. Waterford have plenty of bodies back there. Back to the Tipperary midfielder again. Now outside you can hear Waterford saying get the defensive unit set up. Angela McGuigan of Schlevenham on. Nice balance and control, but she's not really going anywhere. She's more just standing there, because standing her up there well was Eve Power. Two powers in that Waterford defence now. The sisters from the St. Pat's Club. Here's Aisling Maloney. One look at the post from Maloney. This could be very dangerous. Oh, drops in there, and Evelyn O'Brien didn't know too much about it. She got a hand to it, or she didn't get a touch on it, because that one flashed across the goal there. It was kind of just a one-trick shot there from Aisling Maloney there. It was usually very, very accurate. She's kicking into the teeth of a very strong breeze, but perhaps they're a dangerous enough moment there for a few seconds, Louise. But Waterford will be happy with the way they're defended, I'm sure, in the opening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quarter, maybe,
I mean, just there a few minutes ago, I saw Nora Martin and Sarah English had kind of snuck in around the side here and were unmarked, so Waterford just needs to be careful about that. If Tipperary decides to kick the ball across field, if there was no one on them, but other than that, they'll be fairly happy. They're defending the zone in front of the goals very well.
They certainly are. So 3 points to 1 now. Laois lead and Cavan have gone off the mark up there in Kiltoom. It's Waterford 1 point, as you can see. Tipperary no score on your screen here in Piltown. Windswept Kilkenny venue for this relegation dogfight this afternoon between these great Munster rivals. Tipperary now just trying to find that pocket of space there. No better player to do that than Emma Morrissey. She goes into the Waterford attack there, or Waterford defence even, but you could see the plenty of white jerseys back there. Effort finally comes in. This could be very dangerous. O'Brien is around her, Maloney's around her too, lurking as she always in. Foot race here between Maloney and the Waterford player there. Seems to be a push in the back there. And I think the referee is given the free. It was Annie back there who's, we have yellow boots and one centre forward, Emma Morrissey. Annie is sporting the orange boots this afternoon, so
Emma Murray did very well there on Aisling Maloney to not allow her win that ball cleanly.
Did well, yeah, got the hand in, and as you said, discipline there in the tackle. Louise didn't give away the free, and lovely balance here and control, as Louise mentioned there. Breed McMaw, so good going forward. Nice balance and control, gives it off to her clubmate Kellyanne Hogan. Nice balance and control, gets inside the Tipperary cover. Now she needs a runner. The Ballymacarbery duo combining, sets her feet. Kellyanne Hogan, one looks at the post. She backed herself. Has she got it? It looks good. It is over the bar from Kellyanne Hogan. They know each other so well from the midfield up in Ballymacarbery. That was a training ground move. She just backed herself, planted her feet there, had the confidence to go for it, and nailed the opening score from play. Certainly that was worth the wait.
Absolutely, and good pass there coming from her first cousin Breed McMaw. So clubmates and cousins worked well there to get that score.
I'm sure that'll be talked about for quite some time, especially if Waterford can get a win this afternoon. They're pushing up on that Tipperary kick out there. Lauren Fitzpatrick under a little bit of pressure, but no better player to retrieve that situation, and back with Aisling Angela McGuigan there, the Slievenamon players, you can see wearing her, but really, really deep back as in a sweeper-like role, or a +1, I think, as they call it now in the modern game. But Tipperary, again, when they break, then they break in numbers. And here's an example of that on the far overside. Waterford now trying to chase back there, but Tipperary go forward. Pass inside, well read there. Laura Mulcahy is back in the fold, of course, in recent weeks. The Ballymacarbery player, she's fouled on her way out there. It was a big win there because Tipperary had an overload of players there. Waterford did well, and Laura Mulcahy, so good at reading the situation, read that one like a book and turned it over from Waterford's point of view. Now they go forward. Is there an end product here? Kate McGrath would like to think so. The Kid Rossendale Bricky's player steps inside. Murray involved. Kellyanne Hogan got one from play a couple of moments ago. Is this 2 in a row from Kellyanne Hogan? It's over the black spot. What a score from Kellyanne Hogan. The Raider is in tune. Lovely move. It all started with her clubmate back in the full backline, Laura Mulcahy, intercepting the ball. Kellyanne Hogan with her second point in as many minutes. She's on fire, and all of a sudden Waterford lead by 3.
Absolutely fantastic point there from Kellyanne. Did it with ease, out a good distance, over the bar. Brilliant. As I said, Laura Mulcahy, she's absolutely fantastic there in defence. She's so strong, so well able, well worked up the field, and Waterford will be happy with that one.
Referee has the hands up in the arm and the air there to say play on. There was the breaking ball there. It favours Waterford. Breed McMaw trying to keep that scoreboard ticking from Waterford's point of view. Is that gone inside? I think it's just gone across the face of the goal, and wide there on that occasion. Just drifted. But again, Waterford starting to get on top maybe around that middle third, Louise, in the last couple of minutes, and Breel will be a little bit disappointed, but they have maybe got a foothold in around that middle third. Yeah,
definitely. I think Tip playing against a strong wind. They're trying to work the ball through the hands, try and get up the field, and Waterford dispossessing them there a few times, so they'll be happy enough to keep it down their end for this half.
So kick out going to come from Lauren Fitzpatrick in goal for Tipperary. You can see Waterford management team asking how long she's taken. As a foot race here on the far overside, which is won by Emma Morrissey. Gets there ahead of the hard-working Ava Waring from the Erin's Own club. She's been a huge addition to the Waterford senior panel as a Waterford player on the deck on the far overside. Not sure was there something off the ball there, but Lions person is happy enough to leave it play on. Referee didn't see it, and Tipperary back with the all-important ball. Here's Niamh Martin trying to drive her way through there. Did she? Was it thought for a second there she did it illegally, but the referee said she was being pulled back there, so it's a free to the Slievenamon player. Tip will be hoping to just get their name on the scoreboard now, or get on the scoreboard even, just to try and build themselves into the game. And there's a bit of a warning there from the match referee to Emma Morrissey, who's being policed by Ava Waring there. Certainly players came together on the far side there. A bit of running repairs being done there. Referee not interested in stopping that for the Waterford defender Emma Murray, or the centre back. That'll have to wait a few minutes. In fact, it was Anya O'Neill actually who was looking to tie the laces, but referee says not interested, not going to stop it for that, and Tipperary have possession back now again, but they're being forced backwards by very disciplined Waterford defence so far, it has to be said. Clean out the wire on the ball, all the way back as far as the team captain Maria Curley from the famed Templemore club, of course, ships it across this far side, right where our commentary position is situated this afternoon. Out again as far as Sarah English, the Ardfinnan player, has a player back in the centre if she needs to go back. That's exactly what she does. That's the full back, Lucy Spillane from the Feathered club. Lucy's ball is a bit ambitious. I think it's going to carry out over the line, the far overside. Came from good pressure being exerted by Waterford. Tried to spray it across where Clara English was on the far side, but didn't reach her. And again, there was an indication of the wind there that it just brought it out over the line. In fact, it was Nora Martin she was trying to find. So again, it's all Waterford, I suppose, soaking up this Tipperary pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good pressure by Waterford there to make Tip give away that possession. You can see Catherine Hines tracking back there. All the Waterford players seem to be up and down the field. Everyone trying to get back to get possession and straight back up the field again when they win it.
So Waterford in the attack again with Emma Murray. It's a looping ball inside Tipperary. Plenty of bodies back there. Can't they get their hand? That's very good defending there by Tipperary, working the ball out now. Annie Fitzgerald doing the policing there underneath, but Waterford keeping the Tipperary, trying to keep him at bay. That's easier said than done. Lovely balance and control of Tipperary working the ball out here. They have possession again. Seem to be a suspicion of steps there from Elaine Kelly, the Kappa White player, very close to the sideline. Is it gone? And it's Pat Sullivan is indicating there. He's in the linesperson's ear, but there's a Tipperary player on the deck. We're going to have a stoppage for a couple of minutes there, says the match referee from County Louth this afternoon. That's Paul Burke. Looks like, I think, Elaine Kelly, I should say, is the player on the deck. I'm not 100% sure, but there's the coming together there, and the end result is going to be a line ball, I think, to Waterford. What a chance for Tipperary to get some messages on to get some water on board. I see Gary Cantwell down there, of course, team physio with Waterford.
Yeah, Annie Fitzgerald did well there to get her hand in. Both teams are very physical here today, as you could see earlier. Emma Marcy and I think it was Ava Waring getting to know each other over on the sideline as well. So both teams are well matched physically. So tough game here today, and she seems to be back up to her feet. So I'd say we'll be going again. I think it's Waterford. Kellyanne is actually going to take this one.
Yeah, it's a line ball, Elaine Kelly. And make him tough up there in Kappa White, so she's back to her feet very quickly. And as Louise mentioned there, it is Kellyanne Hogan getting on the ball and lays it back as far as the centre-back Emma Murray, player who loves to drive into those open spaces. The Cumber Rangers player has had a great campaign for Waterford so far. She'd be keen to keep him in the top flight for next season. Preed McMaw, did she jump into that tackle? Referee agrees there, certainly looked it from here, just had a chance maybe to offload it. Rushed into it there, and maybe Tipperary will be happy with that, just soaked up that pressure there, and they have possession back, but they're a long way to get up the field. But Waterford will be hoping, do seem to have that wind advantage in the opening half, but they do lead by 3, but will be probably looking to tag on a few more scores before the half-time whistle. Sprayed across the far over side. Lauren McGregor this time doing the chasing, but Tipperary do work the ball out. It's back with Emma Cronin, this time the Mile Rovers player. This time Tipperary getting the players off the shoulder. They have mounted several attacks, Tipperary, but they've got inside that Waterford half. They've just met 12 or 13 maybe players behind the ball, and defensively very well structured. Tip have it again down the far over side. Kick pass this time is a little bit loose. It has reached the intended target eventually with Sarah English, who's been very busy. She's done a lot of ball in the opening half, but this time it's a loose pass. Annie Fitzgerald with a chance to punish it from Waterford's point of view. Lauren McGregor going away from her. Annie is going forward. She's hauled down. Free into the dish. Loose pass from Tipperary. Sarah English there. And you can see Marie Curley, the Tipperary captain, just holding up her hand there to say, sorry guys, but you need to get back. In the end, it was probably a cute enough foul, because if Annie got inside that cover there, she was certainly heading goalwards, Louise.
Yeah, absolutely. Lauren will be hoping to put this one over now, just inside 45, but strong wind here, 20 minutes in the clock, and with such a strong breeze, Waterford will be hoping to get a few more scores. Definitely.
Just dropped that one short. Could go anywhere. Oh, and it's gone wide in the end, says the umpire. Waterford are claiming a 45, but again, just didn't seem to get behind that, and through a cluster of players there in the end, it touched a Waterford player last, and it's gone out harmlessly over the end line and wide. So scoring opportunity gone, and begging there from Waterford's point of view. We can see Nora Martin making a lung bursting run here underneath us, but Lauren Fitzpatrick goes directly short out as far as her wing back. That's clean out of wire from the Brian Barrew's club, famous club of course up there in Tipperary. Provided many a great player with Tipperary ladies football over the years. Back again with Lauren, who's out from her goal. Very, very sharp there. Does manage to get enough latitude on the hand pass there, out as far as Elaine Kelly, who's picked herself up very gingerly from that knock she got a couple of moments ago. She's back to her feet and back on the ball. Good work here by Tipperary, working the ball out back as the midfielder there. That's Laura Morrissey. Again, you can hear Tipperary management the far side just being asked to shift the ball and move it quicker. This time it's Waterford applying the pressure. Kellyanne Hogan working hard as always back in as far as English. Again, that's Sarah English. And Tipperary have runners now on the far over side. Good switching of the direction of the play across to the far over side, where the Tipperary substitutes are directly across the dugout underneath us, or straight across from us, or Peter Creedon and his management team are situated. Michael McLaughlin, of course, in there as well as part of the Tipperary backroom team. That's going to be a free there as Niamh Martin is foul. Oh yeah, I thought for a second it was going the other way. Pat Sullivan again.
I think he's been a bit fussy. The referee's conditions are
Yeah,
very
I was just
slippy
going to
out there.
say, a
It's
lot
been
of free so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's not really much flow to it so far, but I know in these relegation games you're not going to have everything free-flowing, and there's a lot of tenacity and I suppose tense nature of the relegation game comes into it. But so far, wherever you're tuned in, we hope you're enjoying the coverage here on the LGFA live streaming portal this afternoon. Waterford against Tipperary. Waterford lead 3 points to no score. Tipperary trying to get on the on the scoreboard. One player who can provide that is the midfielder. That's Morrissey. Goes back as far as the corner for the wing forward. That's dropped inside. Aisling Maloney tries to get a fist on a dangerous ball inside. Waterford back there with numbers. It was Nora Martin with the effort. Referee says there's a pull back inside. It's going to be a free out there because Maloney was in there lurking. Hannah Power read the situation well, just got down over it, and Karen McGrath, the vastly experienced Waterford captain, of course, no doubt keen to see her side retain that top flight status for next season. Pat Sullivan, the heat getting to the Waterford bonnet door on the side, and he's taken the top off underneath us, and what's a fairly humid afternoon as well, it has to be said, here in the County Kilkenny venue in Piltown GA grounds. The setting this afternoon. Waterford played 2 league games here earlier on the season against Kerry and Cork. Back now to Waterford again, and it's Annie Fitzgerald who got a goal, of course, at this very venue earlier on the year. She goes forward and she's drawn the free there. Tipperary will be disappointed with that. They're claiming there was a charge there, as Nora Martin looks pretty incensed with the match referee, but fairness to Paul Work, he had indicated that Annie Fitzgerald, there was a loose pull of the arm. She wins the free, and Lauren McGregor is going to trot out for this one. She has nailed one free. She got the opening score of this relegation playoff. Can she get the latest, or will she perhaps work this one short? She's a nice bit away from the goal. In fact, she does go short back as far as Kellyanne Hogan, who's got 2 massive points from play. We've only had 2 points so far from play, but all the scores have come from Waterford. Can she get a hat-trick of points? Kellyanne's effort comes in out of a snapshot at the end there, drifts across the face of the goal there. You could see what she was trying to do. Not a bad idea, and her confidence is high, of course, following having kicked 2 earlier on, but just couldn't nail that one. So 3 points to no score, but certainly you'd have to say Waterford with a lot of possession, and certainly they've taken a lot more shots at goal as well. Yeah,
definitely. They'll just need to convert them probably. Cleo's been a bit hopeful there with that one. Probably should have worked it in, but You think it hung on to
And
possession.
Waterford have possession there. It was shipped forward there as far as Lauren McGregor. The referee actually brings it back there when maybe ought to have maybe left that one develop for a few seconds, but Paul Burke closer than we are in here, so he says Waterford, they take the free and they do manage to hang on to the possession. Kellyanne Hogan, and she's been phenomenal in the first half there. Ball seemed to be wrestled out of her hand there, was it? Or yes, it was, says the referee, indicating there's a loose arm, and certainly in the last couple of minutes you'd like to get an indication of the free count. I'm sure Tomas McCarthy might have that at the halftime break. 2 points to 3 now. It's very tight up there in Kiltoom. It's Cavan leading Laois leading Cavan, sorry, by 3 points to 2. Pretty tight and tense here so far. Just a 3-point game, but Tipperary yet to register. And we're nearly at the end of the opening half. This looks a better effort from Lauren McGregor, and that's her second point of the game. The Dungarvan player, she may have worked the last one short. She backed herself on that occasion, being told and being encouraged by the Waterford sideline to have a go as well. She has that in her locker, of course. She nails that one. Waterford 4, Tipperary no score. Second free for Lauren McGregor. She'd be happy with that one.
Yeah, definitely. Probably a bit easier for a right-legged kicker on that side of the field. So, yeah, only a couple of minutes now to go to half-time. So, with this win, you'd be hoping Waterford, if they want to get a bit of more of a lead before half-time.
Waterford really pressing this Tipperary attack as well. One feels it could be a game of maybe two halves this afternoon, given the nature of the win. But Tipperary, I'm sure they'll have some choice words at half-time. They've yet to score this afternoon, but they are playing against a very, very strong breeze. That was a little bit over-anxious there from Kellyanne Hogan, but you can see Waterford well fired up for this game this afternoon. Emma Cronin does well to win the free. Tipperary back with possession again and back with the Mile Rovers player. Emma goes all the way back as far as her goalkeeper, Lauren Fitzpatrick. She sprays it across the far over side, and there is plenty of blue and gold jerseys there. On as far as Laura Dillon, lovely 1-2 there. Tipperary doing well, good composure there to work it up the field. As far as see Marie Curley on the ball now, and see the midfielder Laura Morrissey as well making a run-off picture there. Referee has a hand up for the advantage there. This is Emma Morrissey there from the Harlow club. She drives forward there, and referee says that's going to be a free in. Does well to draw the free there against Aoife Murray, the Murray contingent there in the Waterford defence this afternoon. Aisling Maloney trying to find space. Tipperary have it far over side to see Emma Morrissey just lost her footing momentarily there. Back with Aisling Maloney again, trying to drive through Breed McMaw there. That's easier said than done, I can tell you that. Back inside as far as Tipperary again. Again, look at the ferocity there of the Waterford tackling. There are plenty of bodies back there, and so far they've been very, very disciplined, forcing Tipperary backwards. Niamh Martin tries to get an injection of pace into this run now. Lovely 1-2 here by Tipperary. Is there an end product at the end of it? Effort comes in from Cleena O'Dwyer, and it's outside right and wide there, and you can hear all the clapping is coming from the Waterford management team and the support to say it was good pressure there. Forced the kick from O'Dwyer, and the moment it left her boot, you knew it was just tailing.
Yeah, Tipperary will be disappointed with that, especially Cleena O'Dwyer there, all the possession, and they couldn't capitalise on it.
Yeah, usually in fairness Cleena, she's always good for a score too. Loves that. I suppose she's the modern wing back, the attacking wing back, loves to get forward. Referee says it's a high tackle there on the Waterford centre forward. Annie Fitzgerald has been busy in the opening half. She started playing a kind of a deep role and then looking to get up and support her inside forwards. Can she get up and support this time in as far as Lauren McGregor out in front of her player there, gets there ahead of Emma Cronin. Lovely play by Dungarvan. Oh, what a tackle there. Textbook stuff for the Tipperary defence. Did well to initially win it back as far as McGregor. This time it's off the left leg. Great defending there by Tipperary. And they win it back there as well as Cleena O'Dwyer now has it back for Tipperary. That was a lovely 2 pieces of exceptional defending there. Hand in and one, and then a superb block down as well. So Tipperary be happy with that. And the Aisling Maloney from Care on the ball now. Injection of pace by Aisling. She gets on the ball, trying to take on the entire nearly Waterford defence, just shrugging players out of her way there. Aoife Murray is one of those players standing with her, doing well, but she needs some support playing out. Coming in to challenge there is Hannah Power. Loops this ball forward, could work out for Tipperary. Here's Emma Morrissey. Emma trying to get inside that Waterford cover. They have plenty of bodies back. Oh, ships this one across. Can Waterford get there? Kellyanne Hogan well read there, because lurking in there was Angela McGuigan. Try to get on that. Kellyanne Hogan says you're not going to read that script. You're not going to get that easy. Mops it up for Waterford, and they break with Annie Fitzgerald in the orange boots, as we said. On as far as Laura Mulcahy, her full back in the Waterford fold in the last couple of weeks. I'm sure Pat Sullivan and company delighted to get her back in the fold, with Megan Dunford ruled out through injury. Not a bad replacement to have, Laura Mulcahy, and as we mentioned as well, wishing Megan a speedy recovery with that nasty injury. She's on the sideline, no doubt, kicking every ball today, but what a warrior, what a loss, as we mentioned to Waterford earlier on. And referee says that was okay, because the loss of footing wasn't deliberate there, and ball just prodded back. Waterford keep that all-important football. Aoife Murray, pop pass. There's players making a run outside here, and this Breed McMaw just momentarily took her eye off it there. Shrugs off her marker. One look at the post from McMaw. I don't think it's going to draw in. The umpire, in fairness, he went outside the post to have a look at it. Don't think we have Hawkeye here in Piltown, but I think we were right behind that with it. Just tailed at the last minute, but again, very good patient build-up by Waterford, and just unfortunate from Pat Sullivan's and their point of view, Pat Sullivan's side, there wasn't an end product.
Yeah, and Waterford kind of moving all over the field here. I see Eva Waring back there in full back now, marking MMRC. Laura Mulcahy up in the forwards. So Waterford really all over the field. But yeah, Breed McMahon will be very disappointed with that one. I think it's 5 wides now for Waterford.
Yeah, they will be disappointed with that. That seems to be charging Niamh Martin here in front of us. Referee, what's he going to do? I think he's looking over at the lines person to say, I think he's going to throw it in. Or is he going to maybe have a chat there to see, had the lines person here in front of us a better view of that? Not sure, Louise, what you made of that. Would you view it as charging or Tipperary? I'm not sure if you can give a throw in for it, but maybe it's just an indication of actually added time we're going for here. But
I'm not sure what he's talking to the lines person about. Yeah, as you can see, some tough physical challenges going in here both sides. See Laura Mulcahy down on the ground now, so hopefully she'll be okay. She's a very important player for Waterford.
Yeah, Paul Burke, he's certainly been a busy afternoon for the Loud official, who's certainly had a lengthy journey down here to Piltown. But Tipperary players just having a word there with the match referee. Pat Sullivan in consultation here. Could this be more here for the Tipperary player? There's a notebook being taken out. This could be a big call in this relegation playoff, and there's certainly a bit of writing being done here by the Loud referee, Paul Burke. We're going to see a card here. It's a yellow card, sin bin there for the Tipperary midfielder. Looks like Niamh Martin. She was pretty incensed with that decision. She's arguing that the referee seemed to indicate that there was maybe a high elbow or a drop at the shoulder.
So,
Louise.
Yeah.
In fairness, referee went over, maybe had a good lines person, may have had a better view of it. So good consultation there between the officials, and they were pretty adamant.
Yeah, absolutely. And what did seem like a very hard challenge there on Laura Mulcahy. So, but as you can see, Niamh Martin not very happy with the ref's decision there.
Yeah,
should be a big loss now midfield.
Certainly will be a big loss. Yeah, and Waterford will be hoping to kick on. Of course, she will have the benefit of that. Of course, see Eve Power in front of us here as well, and
see Laura Dillon warming up here as well for Waterford. Or sorry, Eve Power here warming up. Yeah.
Eve, another one of the Power contingent there, and so 4 points to 2. Laois leading Cavan up there in Kiltoom. So Karen McGrath goes back with that one, back as far as Murray. I think actually Eve Power was just hugging the touchline. Louise, you were panicking me there for a second. I thought for a second there was 2 Power they are there, but she was just literally hugging the touchline. Here she is back in the middle of the occasion now, back in the equation, and back in the D. Back with Murray again. That's the centre back. Was that ball thrown? No, the referee says that is the end of the first half. It's really flown by Emma Murray trying to get in the attack there. So it's a half that's been dominated by Waterford, but still only 4 points on the board in what's been a low-scoring game. A typical, I suppose, relegation dogfight where scores are at a premium. A little bit of nervousness shown from both sides. A lot of frees as well, it has to be said by Paul Burke. But Waterford lead 4 points to no score. And we can see Peter Creedon going out there having a word with the referee, and again he's been told by the match referee, look, I'm not going to listen to that. Tipperary, you see Mentors there just trying to move him away, so they're obviously pretty unhappy with that decision and felt hard done by. So some words there exchanged by the Tipperary manager, who's a pretty frustrated figure, it has to be said, coming off at half time. Paul Burke seemed to be giving him a noting as well, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what way that pays out in the second half. But 4 points to no score. And quickly, Louise, your thoughts on that opening half?
Yeah, very stop-start game there to the game. As you can see, the wind played a lot in that game, but it's only 4 points in it. I mean, that's absolutely nothing going into the second half now. So Waterford are going to be against a tough breeze here, and no doubt Tipperary with the wind are going to be letting the ball in a lot quicker into Ashley Maloney. So we're just going to have to see how the second half plays out.
Super stuff. So that's where we're going to head for a commercial break. We'll be back with the first half analysis and all the action of the second half. With a half-time score here in Piltown, it's Waterford 4 points, Tipperary no score.
A lot can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long way over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. By great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout. That gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
Yes, you're very welcome back to Piltown, rain-sodden Piltown, as the rain descends on us here. A couple of young supporters from Waterford enjoying the action underneath us, trying to get a bit of shelter. See a few Cumber Rangers girls enjoying the action here this afternoon. It's Waterford 4 points, Tipperary no score. Oh my God, that is absolutely belting down here. Started the second half, the umbrellas, things are getting tested underneath us as a few making a run for the clubhouse inside. Thankfully we're under some bit of cover, Louise Ryan, and this is going to make it really, really tough, not alone for the players but for the officials in this second half. The relegation playoff, of course, in the TG4 All-Ireland Ladies Senior Football Championship. A few of the youngsters doing their best to even get into the lorry now at this stage, but referee, of course, who's we've had that controversial call as well from Paul Burke of Louth with Laura Morrissey, the Tipperary, Niamh Martin, it was the Tipperary midfielder who was dismissed in that opening half. But right now the wind and rain is absolutely belting down here, and we're going to be underway in the next few minutes, but pretty bizarre and not a nice start to the second half, Louise.
No, it's absolutely bucketing down here. I see Karen McGrath, the player that's free at the minute, but that'll change after the throw-in, I suspect, once Aisling Maloney moves after the throw-in. Probably go out there just for the throw-in and then move.
Yeah, so Tip had that sin, but that'll be lasting for another couple of minutes. But away we go here, so it's 30 minutes to decide who's going to retain their top flight status for next season. The losers will play in a relegation playoff final next weekend. See, to be two hops there by the Tipperary centre forward. That is Emma Morrissey there. It's going to be a free out to Waterford as that wind and rain is driving down here now in Piltown. We escaped it in the opening half, but by God, it's coming down strongly in the second half. Those umbrellas are going to be tested. We're going to be tested up here. We'll do our best to keep you in check. And Waterford keeping Tipperary at bay, and Breed McMaw driving into that attack. Lovely Laura Mulcahy just loses her footing there momentarily. Pop pass back as far as the Waterford wing forward, who is Kellyanne Hogan. 2 points in play in the first half. Waterford in the D area there, where Tipperary are flooding the bodies back. Here's Laura Mulcahy for Waterford. Ships it across as far as Breed McMaw. Breed trying to get room to engineer this one off the right leg. Waterford still have possession. They're driving through there. Ball thrown back there. Referee says hand pass is okay. Waterford trying to win it back there, and they drive through there. Again, ball is tackled, and they're charging there by Breed McMaw there. Referee says there was. So that's going to be a free in. People just really looking for cover now. They're not care about the action in the second half so far. By the way, it's 4 points to 3 as well in favour of Laois in their relegation dogfight against Cavan. That's up in Kiltoom in County Roscommon this afternoon. Lauren Fitzpatrick out from our goal area in Tipperary, working the ball through the hands there. As you can see, the umbrellas are out on the far side there, trying to get a bit of shelter in the in this start of the second half, which is just a few minutes old. 4 points to no score, as you can see. Tipperary still awaiting to get their opening score here of this afternoon's contest. Ooh, that seems to be high tackle there. Tipperary management team and mentors on the far side were certainly urging that. We saw Peter Creedon having words with the match referee at half time.
Heavy clash there again. I see Waterford trying to work the ball really in close to the goals now there in the last time they worked up with that strong driving rain and wind. I suspect Tip will try to leave the ball in a lot quicker now. I see Aisling Maloney inside with Karen. Only 2 players inside there, 45 at the minute, 3 Waterford defenders at the minute. So I suspect they'll try and leave it in nice and early with the wind. Yeah, certainly so. And that rain just seems to have eased off. That was a real bucket of a shower there. See the Waterford management team underneath us as well. They have the hashtag United for Equality sticker on their backs as well, the players as well. This is part of the ongoing issues with the player welfare when it comes to ladies Gaelic football and indeed camogie, but I'm sure that's a debate that'll go on for another while. We'll concentrate on the football, and Tipperary have possession back with they've gone backwards with this free Emma Morrissey, the Arlo player, and Tip trying to mount this attack, but you can see the greasy surface there. The ball travels, and this time it's picked up superbly by Breed McMaw. The Ballymacabry player puts on the afterburners, goes forward there, but Tipperary do well. Got back there, that's a great tackle there. Great discipline there by Tipperary. Marie Curley in the thick of it there as well, and so too was Nora Martin, who was really, really deep, or Angela McGuigan, I should say, really deep, won that ball back for the Premier, and away they come on the far overside. Emma Morrissey, who's certainly still very deep back there. Aisling Maloney plying a lone trade up front, as I can see there, but they'll be, I'm sure, hoping to get ball into her, but Karen McGrath just sitting in that pocket there as well. Ball doesn't go to hand from Tipperary's point of view. It's a big 50-50 ball. Waterford do well to overturn the ball, and Emma Murray pops the pass off straight away. Here's Kellyanne Hogan. Lovely sidestep there for the Ballymacabry player. 2 points to play in the first half, gives away possession, then referee says 2, and he steps though, and it's going to be a free out to Tipperary. So both teams trying to raise the levels here in this second half. Tip get on with it quickly. Ball kicked forward there. Well intercepted there. Well read by Ava Waring, the Aaron Zone player who's really come to the fruition this year, really, from the Aaron Zone club in Waterford City. That's a high tackle there
as Waterford were going forward there, and that's going to be a free in. Well engineered. It came from Eva Waring initially with a good turnover there, and it's well won inside by Catherine Hines, the Shamrocks player, who's again come onto the senior panel this year and shown plenty of pedigree, shown plenty of energy, and did well to win that free.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit sloppy play there now. Conditions being slippy and that. You just can't be bouncing the ball. You have to be 100% with your passing. Other than that, it's not going to go to hand, and you're going to lose possession.
So free taken very quickly. It's Lauren McGregor outside of the boot, and that is gone right and wide. You could see what she was trying to do, draw it in, but not an easy thing to do, and that heavy shower as well. Certainly players really were. So it took them a while to get themselves back up to speed here, and it's going to make it really, really greasy for the remaining maybe 27 or so minutes here in Hilltown GA in County Kilkenny, of course, which is the setting for this Munster derby this afternoon. There's a Waterford player on the deck there, and
Lauren McGregor, I think,
Lauren McGregor felt the contact. I think the referee is just stopping actually for a head injury there with concussion now and everything. Any blow to the head now, I think the referee is very, very wisely stopped the play there just to check on the welfare of the Dungarvan player. Gary Cantwell, as he makes his way in there.
Yeah, I think she just slipped going into that one.
Yeah.
The underfoot is very greasy at the minute, so although the rain has stopped, it's very slippy out there.
Certainly is very slippy. Tipperary just getting some water on board there, and they'll certainly be hoping to get a score sooner rather than later. They remain on no score. It's 4 points to Waterford, no score to Tipperary. Lauren McGregor just been treated there by the Waterford backroom team. Thankfully that shower has passed, and the spectators who ran for cover are now back in and have taken the umbrellas down for a few moments. But it looks like Lauren, she's not going to stay down too easy. She's as tough as nails, and she's no goal so far this afternoon, but she has 2 points from frees in the opening half, and Tip go back with this one, back as far as the goalkeeper. That's Lauren Fitzpatrick, of course, who, as you know, plays her club football in Ballymacarbery. Back with Tipperary again. Nice balance and control here by the cornerback Emma Cronin, who loves to go into that open space, as we mentioned Angela McGuigan an awful lot of times in the commentary so far. Here's Tipperary's cornerback Elaine Kelly upfield now, and Tip go forward here. Here's an opportunity here for the full forward Emma O'Sullivan, the Mike Arkey Boris player. Referee says the tackling was good from Waterford's point of view. Ball won back fairly there, and fouled once again there is Laura Mulcahy. She stood tall, really tall in the Waterford defence so far this afternoon, as we see a bit of a brightness maybe developing here in Hilltown. Waterford come away with the ball now again. This is Anya O'Neill. And Anya there was just checked there, I think, by, is it Elaine Kelly there? Was just getting a bit of a tick in there from the match referee. Even though Waterford had the ball, the referee spotted something.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be any flow to the game, Gavin. Very stop-start again in the second half.
Saying that at half-time, yeah, certainly so. It's been I didn't get the free count there, but certainly will be interesting to see what it is in this second half. I'm sure it's not concerning, won't concern Waterford if they can win this game. Aoife Murray with possession, back with Waterford again. The final shot comes in from Kate McGrath, and Kate's effort has just got across the face of the goal. I thought it was on target here. It certainly looked good. It looked like it was coming inside, but it just went across the face of the goal. Lovely move by Waterford. Certainly had everything in it. She just pulled it there on that occasion. Indication again of that strong breeze which is still there. Very strong.
Tipperary have it now in this half, and Kate will be disappointed with that one just going to the left.
Oh, kicked out there well, and Tipperary reaches their intended target there. It was Marie Curley, that centre back, the Tipperary captain. Remember, they are minus Niamh Martin, of course, Sinbin there at the start, or the latter end of that first half. So I'm sure it's going to last the opening maybe 6-7 minutes, Louise, that second half. So you have to remember too, the Tip, you know, they are still playing with 14 players.
Yeah, and I think they're really just trying to hold on to possession now until she gets back onto the field, moving it over and back, working it back to Lauren. We haven't seen too much go up into their forwards yet.
So it's going to be a referee has he's just telling Tipperary get on with it. He goes back as far as Lauren Fitzpatrick there, the Tipperary goalkeeper, working this ball out now. Nice balance and control here by Lauren as the sunshine begins to reappear here in County Kilkenny. Tip working the ball out there. That's clean on the wire on the far over side of the field, pops it back, and Tipperary going through the keep ball route, but not an easy place to do it in front of your own backline. But now they have a pocket of space there, and Angela McGuigan goes into the open space. Nice kick pass there to set Tipperary away. Sometimes that kick pass takes out 3 or 4 defenders. That's exactly what it does in this incident. Tipperary go forward, have it on the far over side of another player, runner inside there off the shoulder if they can get this ball to hand. Tip trying to work it there. Waterford trying to get back on the edge of the D. They have plenty of bodies back there. Waterford preparing a substitute down underneath us to see it's Katie Murray who's going to enter the fray in the next couple of minutes. We'll follow the play though. Tipperary have it. Here's Emma O'Sullivan trying to go forward there. Kicks this one in low and inside as far as Maloney, who's lurking in there. The Care player has a chance to get down over this ball. That's exactly what she does. Tipperary still looking for their opening score. She goes back out. You can see 3-4 Waterford players after her. It doesn't phase Aisling Maloney. That's a monster kick. That's a massive score by the Tipperary corner forward. They may have taken the opening 5 minutes of the second half to get their first score. It's come from who else but Aisling Maloney. Superb player, did well. 3 or 4 players hanging off her. She has that win behind her and nailed absolutely Kellyanne Hogan. If she got 2 good scores in the first half, that wasn't a bad one either.
Brilliant score there. Aisling Maloney got possession in near the end line, came back out, made a bit of space for herself, and mighty kick over the bar there for Tipperary will be happy to get off the mark.
Yeah, we have that substitution as we flank there, Louise. It's Catherine Hines who worked tirelessly down in the Waterford full forward, and the Shamrocks player comes off, and onto the fray comes Katie Murray. So again, no shortage of pace or no shortage of energy now in that Waterford full forward line. So Waterford have possession back with Emma Murray. As we can see, just bypassing Tipperary. Seem to have introduced a substitute as well there on the far side. Looks like Ellen, number 23, Eva Hogan at the St Patrick's Club is on, but we'll follow the play for now. There seems to be a loose tackle there again. Tipperary player looks like going to be spoken to here is Emma Morrissey there, and it's going to be a free in to Waterford, who'll be hoping to respond to that fine score from Aisling Maloney. That was a beautiful score right behind that as well in our commentary box, and an absolutely superb score. Reid McMaw trying to drop that shoulder and get inside that. Tipperary covers a very, very close pass there, and literally like she just kind of handed the ball to her there. Just Waterford players got caught in each other's way.
Bit silly there, she was so close to her. I mean, it wasn't a clear hand pass. She probably just should have kept going herself.
Could have kept going herself. No strike in action there, as the referee indicated, and I think, to be fair to allow that referee, Paul Burke, he was spot on with that one. Quick offload here by Tipperary. Didn't hit the hand there of Emma Cronin. Manages to retrieve the situation though. Tipperary win it back, and there's the Tipperary substitute. In fact, it is the number 29, Marie Creedon of the Thurles Sarsfields club, who's entered the fray. Very strong runner. She has that left knee heavily strapped as well, so carrying, and referee says the push in the back there on Emma Morrissey. You can see Maloney is inside, being marked by 3-4 Waterford defenders. Looks like Karen McGrath is following her, Louise, and then you have Emma Murray sitting in the pocket. 1-on-1 here. Can Louise get, or can Maloney get this in her hand? Or Karen McGrath as well. Ball hit the ground then. She was quickest to react to it, and you knew then that Murray was the outlet player there for Waterford, because you need a player to pick up that breaking ball with Aisling Maloney lurking in there. But it's certainly, you can see that's Tipperary's intended target, Louise, is to find Maloney every time. Karen
did very well there. Aisling uses her strength or her height a lot to win possession, but Karen did very well there to win that ball.
5-3 Laois lead Cavan in Kiltoom. It's 4 points to 1 here as Waterford try to go forward with Katie Murray just into the fray. Fresh legs from Waterford's point of view. Back with Murray again. Lovely 1-2. It's a bit too close for comfort in there. Waterford, there's a foul. Referee says play on. Back now as far as Maloney, or Emma Morrissey I should say, Arlo, club player, drills it down the line. Foot race here. Who's going to get there? Marie Creedon should do so for the Premier County. That she does. Trying to go by Hannah Power. Easier said than done, but she cuts inside that Waterford cover. Now brings it across the field. Trying to make a run-off picture there is Emma Morrissey, I can see, but Waterford doing well, defending well there is Anya O'Neill, the Kilrossenty Brickies player. Another player who's really come into the fray this year and established herself as a top quality midfielder in this Waterford setup. They want to remain senior next season, with Pat Sullivan of course in charge, back for his second stint as Dacia manager. There was a high tackle there, says the Raytor Paul Burke, and that's going to be a free in. Certainly you're probably within Aisling Maloney territory. I know you're a nice bit out from goal, but when you're a player of the calibre of the Care player, you're certainly capable of nailing this one. And judging by her body language here, looks like she is going to have a shot, I think, Louise. No, I think she can maybe going to work it short. Second guessing there for a while, but looking to maybe perhaps take a 1-2. That she does. Now she's on the 45 metre line, brings it across the face of the goal. Nice balance here, being policed by Karen McGrath. Two great warriors, of course, in the modern ladies football game. Maloney waiting for that runner off the shoulder here. A bit of injection from pace. Tipperary player there. Referee stops and clean on the wire. We all just for a second wonder what's going to happen here, because there was a whistle there, and I'm not sure whether he can give it. Is Cleena blown for charging? See, if Murray is very close to the situation, I think he's going to actually throw it in, Louise, which is
very strange.
A few of them this afternoon that maybe just doesn't seem confident in on the decision whether
if
I'm going to throw it in or maybe just leave it flow. You know,
he was blown for charging there, because I thought he was for a shoulder. Should have been a free out, but
yeah, we'll see what happens of it now. Now this hand is up. Tipperary have an advantage. None accruing, so he's going to come back for that free. It came there from that incident where maybe Waterford might feel a little bit hard done by, but that's Sullivan, I see, asking questions there with the lineswoman there directly underneath us. But Paul Burke is the man at the moment. He's the man with the whistle, and it's going to be a free in to the aforementioned Aisling Maloney, who got that monster point from play. Now she's a chance to get a score from a free and reduce the deficit to 2 points here in the Piltown sunshine. But it's a pretty windswept Kilkenny venue here this afternoon too. Aisling Maloney going for 2 in a row, and the Care player nails that one. That's not the first time we've said that in her career. Second point for Aisling Maloney, second point for Tipperary. We're back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, she doesn't miss too many frees, to be fair. Absolutely excellent free taker. So Tipperary will be hoping to add on a few more now.
Reid McMaw there, I see, marking Marie Curley there, who's she seems to be following her, and I see Lauren Fitzpatrick, very, very interesting. The Tipperary goalkeeper has pushed right up as well on that Waterford kick, and that incident's obviously worked on that occasion, because Tipperary have it back with the busy Emma Morrissey on the far over side of the field. Nice balance and control here. Tipperary trying to break that shore, break the initial line there. Seems to be a foul there, and the referee agrees. It's just interesting to see Peter Creedon, the Tipperary manager, who's actually outside that wire, Louise, on the far side over there in the blue jacket, as we can see. So obviously he must have had a few words with the referee, and he said, look, if you're not going to take your place in the dugout, not going to behave, you can maybe go outside the wire, which he seems to be. So interestingly there, it's Michael McLaughlin, of course, who's involved with Tipperary as well. Of course, he had a spell with Cumber Rangers as well. Former Waterford senior football selector, of course, at the time of the legendary John Jackson Kiley, of course, when Waterford had a great run there. Of course, well known in terms of football and ladies football as well. So
Yeah, principal and presentation Clonmel, so we'll know some of the Balmaccarby players as well.
that's right, he would know him well, of course. Yeah, he's a real football mad, in fairness to Michael, so he'd be keen to keep the Premier up in the top flight for next season here. Right now they have a chance to reduce the deficit to the point, to the minimum. Ball floated in, it's gone over the bar. We're back to a 1-point game here in Piltown. It came from the edge of the tee there. Tipperary attacked at pace. There was menace to that attack, and there was quality to the finish as well. It looks like perhaps Clino the Wire was the final initial kicker. It's the player coming out here is Lauren Fitzpatrick, pushes up once again. But again, very good patience in that Tipperary attack, and there was an end product from this time. It was Laura Dillon.
Laura Dillon, yeah. Tipperary now, as you said, back to a point, and as you can see, Lauren Fitz here out actually in the middle of the field. Don't know if you can see another moment for the kick out.
Yeah,
out trying to defend this.
Copying another Niall Morgan-esque maybe there from Lauren Fitzpatrick, but it's the modern goalkeeper too, isn't it? Certainly seen it in the men's game. Haven't seen it too much in the female game. And then makes a quick dart back into her own goal, and Tipperary almost win this ball again, but Waterford do well to win it as Fitzpatrick scampers back now. This is where Waterford could be dangerous if they break at pace. Ava Waring is hauled down there. Waterford are looking for a card there. I didn't see Niamh Martin come back on yet for Tipperary, Louise, on the far side. That's in. Obviously maybe they made that proper full substitution with maybe Marie Creedon coming on, but imagine that sin bin. Maybe in fact it's not up yet, but we'll follow the play. Waterford go into the attack. They'll want to get the next score. Here's Aoife Murray, who's certainly one player who can provide it. Breed McMahon in possession now. The Ballymacarbery player just momentarily loses possession, but does well to retrieve the situation. Links up with our midfielder. That's Anya O'Neill, two of the young players in this Waterford team. She tries to drive forward. Referee says she's fouled there. High tackle, says the referee. Waterford will be happy with that one. And it's a chance for Lauren McGregor to perhaps make it a 2-point game. Looks like she's certainly going to have a kick at this one. It is kicking into the teeth of a very strong breeze, but it looks like she's going to have a goal, Louise.
Yeah, well, Oni did well there to win that free now, so it's an important one now for Lauren, so she can try and increase the gap again.
So let's see how she gets on. Tipperary's players doing their best to put her off, but that's easier said than done when it comes to Lauren McGregor. But she just pulls it across the face of the goal there, and could see it was one of those ones. Even excuse the moment it left her boot that it was always trailing, went across the face of the goal, and again, Tipperary, they'll be delighted at soaking up that pressure, a bit like Waterford were doing the first half, and they've certainly arrived now in Piltown, Tipperary.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting now for the last 15 minutes.
Pushing the back there, yeah, I think we could see that. Laois 6 points, Cavan 3 points in Kiltoom, so Laois 3 points clear there, and both those sides look to preserve their senior status for next season. Of course, the losers of that game in Kiltoom and the losers here in Piltown will play off in the relegation dogfight next weekend. I'm sure it's a situation that neither Waterford or Tipperary imagine themselves to be in, but they're in it now, and you have to try and get yourself out of that hole, as they say, and they'll be hoping to do so this afternoon. But it's 4 points to 3. It's tight and tense so far. Waterford or Tipperary have possession. Elaine Kelly, now there's a player over on the far side. They get spotted. That pass doesn't go to how it does go to hand, and it's well won inside by the Tipperary wing forward Clara English. One of those ones that it was just coming into her. She felt the contact in the back there. It was always going to win the free there. Looks like Aoife Murray, I should say, excuse me, is the guilty party there. And taken very quickly by Aisling Maloney. Tipperary have a player inside here. This could be very, very dangerous. This is the equaliser, and it's flashed over the bar. Waterford all at sea there, all asleep momentarily. Angela McGuigan says thank you very much. Brilliant piece of improvisation by none other than Aisling Maloney. Spotted the loose player. McGuigan says thank you very much, and the Schlievnaman player ties up proceedings here in Kilkenny.
Yeah, Waterford maybe just caught napping there for a second, and as you can see, said back to drawing game now, so it's anyone's game from now on.
And there's Marie Creedon, looks like she's going to be spoken to here by the match referee, so all square here in Piltown, 4 points apiece. I was asking Rory at half time what happens if we're level. I'm not too sure. He's hoping he'll be on the road at that stage, but we'll play that one by ear, as they say. 4 points apiece. Back with Waterford, they work it up the field. There's the Murray clan, who are well represented here this afternoon. I'm sure Dad Joe is here somewhere. He never misses a match. He's kicking every ball, no doubt, but I'm sure he's scratching the head at this stage as well. As we're level here in Piltown, Waterford have possession. Kellyanne Hogan, 2 points to play in the first half. Waterford led 4 points to no score at half time, but they've been pegged back by Tipperary in the second half. Waterford trying to get their first score of the opening half in this what's turning out to be a tight and tense battle between these great Munster rivals. Murray trying to ship it outside. Waterford go forward. Here's Laura Mulcahy way up from a full-back position. Breed McMahon needs to bend her back and get over this ball. She does well to win that ball. Referee says they're pushing the back there. Did well to win the free.
Yeah, and so it's 18 minutes gone in the second half now. Waterford haven't got a score on the board yet. So
really flown by that 18 minutes, and Breed did well to win the free. Of course, completed her leaving cert, of course, in Loretto Clonmel. Had a great win, of course, in the Munster Senior Ladies final this year, but It's all about the ladies' football with the county today and trying to preserve, as we said, that senior status. Kate McGrath gets inside that cover. Can there be an end product? Kate's oh, well done, Lauren Fitzpatrick. She did very well there because that was dodgy enough one there, a dangerous enough lobbing ball in there into her hands. She dealt with it capably there, the Ballymacarbery player, and now she has possession back again, back in her hands. Good sidestep there. Lovely footwork by Kate McGrath to get inside the cover, but didn't have the end product, as they say.
Yeah, Waterford have it again now coming in, so let's see if they can do something with it this time.
Did well to overturn it, yeah. Very good play there by Waterford. They'll be happy with that, but they want to tag on and get their noses back in front. Anya O'Neill is one player who could provide that. Here's a bit of leadership from Anya O'Neill. Off her right leg, has a tail, though it's gone outside right and wide there. She did well, stepped inside the cover, but just dragged it there, and you could see again, in fairness, did everything right. Just unfortunately couldn't draw inside that right-hand post.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed now with those couple of wides, and be interesting to see if they'll be significant at the end of the game.
Laois 7 points, Cavan 3 points in Kiltoom, so Laois putting on the burners there. They're gone 4 points. Speaking of putting on the burners here, Tipperary, Ash Maloney combines with Emma Morrissey and she goes forward. Tipperary have another player over the cover here. This is the corner back, Elaine Kelly has gone forward. The Kappa White player has a chance to put Tipperary in front for the first time this afternoon. Over the bar it goes. Number 2 on her back. That doesn't bother her. She's well capable of kicking scores. Brilliant flowing movement. The dynamic duo Morrissey and Maloney were involved. One switch of the play across to Elaine Kelly, who was totally unmarked, came up the field and kicks the Premier in front for the first time today.
Yeah, she was on track there going up the field, and for instance, it was a great score by Elaine Kelly, but Waterford will be disappointed with their defending there.
And see, there's a bit of an altercation there. The Waterford mentor there coming in, backroom mentor there. There's a Tipperary player on the deck there. I think Noel O'Connor, of course, is the introvers man. He's part of the Mayor Forna role there. Not too sure what the...
I think it's a little bit of a clash there. They kind of fell over each other.
Clash, yeah. I think they fell over. He was, I think, trying to pass on messages, and in fairness, to clean out the wire, she was saying no. She's trying to listen to what Noel was instructing to his players, as you know, when these things come in. Referee having a chat with his lines person here underneath us. So certainly been the officials as well. There's been a lot of niggly stuff off the ball. I suppose it's all part and parcel of the nature of a relegation game when it comes to that, Louise, that all these, I suppose, you know, psychological moments and try to win these big battles, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to slow down games and all that. We've seen that in the men's game as well.
So Noel O'Connor there just getting spoken to by, I think he should have a bib on there, says the lines person there, so which is probably the correct call. In fairness, Tipperary, I see over there have their bibs on, so has the Mayor Forna jacket on, but now has the bib on. He puts on number 2, but right now, okay.
Reid McMahon on the ball now, using her strength to get past.
Reid McMahon did well. Waterford going to the attack there. Referee says there's a foul. Yeah, he's indicated there, giving the indication of what the free was for first, then eventually puts the arm up to say that's going to be for Waterford. But Tipperary have got their noses in front here in Piltown. 5 points to 4 they lead. We said it'd be tight and tense coming into it. There was only 2 points between the sides when they met in the Munster Championship earlier in the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to go for a short one here against the strong wind. Try and work possession and get closer to the goal.
Certainly going to have to work it short, and that they do. Lovely 1-2 here with Murray and Kate McGrath, but it's not a time probably for maybe playing around with the ball inside that 45-metre line. Tipperary look like they could turn this one over, and they have possession. Well turned over there by Tipperary, who've just found that bit of impetus in the second half. They've upped the ante. Here's Aisling Manoli, lovely ball forward now, and here's the striding Emma Morrissey, who's raiding forward. The Harlow player has gone inside. Tipperary have a player inside. It's the pass over Coates. Oh, missed by and it's gone out and wide there. Tried to be fed into Marie Creedon. Evelyn O'Brien sprinted out. That greasy ball sped along the surface, actually bypassed both players. Harmlessly goes wide, but that could have been a killer moment there for Tip.
Yeah,
big
Waterford
chance.
They're very lucky to get away with that one. I mean, worked it very quickly up through and was left one-on-one side with the keeper. Waterford were just lucky that it did go to hand.
Pat Sullivan there just breathes a huge sigh of relief down underneath us, because again, Tipperary, when they've certainly broken at pace, Louise, in the second half. You'd have to say, whatever Peter Creedon said at half time, they've really upped the ante.
Yeah, they're working that ball fast and using the wind to their advantage.
Oh, it's a great catch by Laura Mulcahy. She seems to be fouled there, but the referee says go on, play on. It's a good advantage there, but the referee on as far as Hannah Power, the St. Pat's player. This is where Waterford have numbers over now. They need to make this one count. Almost pulled out of the hands there of Ava Waring. She has the composure there and the tenacity to go backwards. Laura Mulcahy trying to drop that shoulder and get inside that Tipperary cover. It's easier said than done. She's met there. Referee says there was a loose arm gone in there. Free kick for Waterford. They're urging her there to just slow this one down. Is this kickable? You are kicking into the teeth of a very strong breeze here as we enter a vital stage now of this game, which I've just pointed out there by Rory that it is a result on the day game here this afternoon, so extra time and possibly free kicks. So
very hard kick here now for Lauren.
It is a hard kick, yeah, and looks like she's shaping up to go for it. Is she looking to work a short one, Louise? But she's on the edge of the D. It'd be a fair kick if she nails this one. She has it in her locker. She strides forward, goes with the punt kick. Lauren McGregor,
Super
it's
kick.
over the bar. That's a pressure kick, but she stood up to it. She stood tall. Took a nice few steps in the lead into it, I have to say, but that's brilliant.
No free is easy, but
No free
that was
is
a hard one
easy.
there
It's
against the wind, and with only a point in it when she was taking it, so level again.
Went with the old-fashioned punt kick, which is good to see, of course, and 5 points apiece. Scores have been at a premium so far this afternoon. Waterford have turned this one over. Here's a chance for Waterford. Kate McGrath has gone inside. Plays the 1-2 with Katie Murray. Murray has gone inside. Oh, referee has a whistle gone, and he's going to give a free. Is he indicate? I think she actually hopped the ball twice, did she? And or is he bringing it back for a free? Was there an advantage?
I thought that was very harsh on Katie Murray there. Clean through. I actually thought it was going to be a penalty.
Clean through. She was actually fouled after, but he's actually bringing it back, I think, for the first free, which
Probably should have let the advantage go, I think, myself.
kind of unusual. Yeah, he's actually brought it back for the first free. So, yeah. Oh, it's all happening
Tipperary
here.
will be happy to get away
They
with
will be
that
happy, yeah. They certainly will be happy with that. And again, the sunshine, we've sort of all 4 seasons nearly represented here in Piltown this afternoon. And you see, looking at those black and amber flags and the sidelines there as well, that breeze is certainly, it hasn't gone away. But yeah, you can really feel the tight, tense nature of the battle in the second half, Louise. There's probably been mistakes being made on both sides as well. They're both teams, they're throwing everything at it, really, aren't they?
Nip and tuck here now. I see Laura Mulcahy. I think it is just getting a bit of attention there. She's working so hard out there, using her strength there to try and get through Tipperary defence. 24.5 minutes gone here.
Yeah, Pat Sullivan has a look at that watch
All
as well.
level,
We're heading into the home stretch, of course, and these teams have really emptied themselves. I'm not too sure whether they'll be able for another 20 minutes. That's possibly what we will be heading, where we will be heading if we are still level at the end of the record of 60 minutes plus whatever Paul Burke decides to add on. And that's
Another hard kick here now for Lauren.
It is a hard, yeah. She's dead straight in front of the post, so will she go with the same routine as the last one, the punt kick, and maybe try and step forward a few yards with Laura Mulcahy again? She's really drove this Waterford team on the last couple of minutes when I suppose the 50-50 ones are there to be won. She's really stood tall, and
yeah, she's a phenomenal player for Club and County.
Phenomenal player, yeah. Great to have her back. Of course, missed the early part of the season there, maybe just couldn't give the full commitment, but she's back, and back with a bang the last few weeks. She wants to keep Waterford in the top flight. Lauren McGregor, charging with the balls as the referee at a vital area to field. Tipperary get on with this one very quickly. Down as far as Maloney. 50-50 ball. Karen McGrath goes up for the ball. Karen has the hand in the back there. Aisling Maloney there trying to go forward. She's had a good duel with Karen, as we were saying, all afternoon. They know each other pretty well. But certainly there's no holding back there now.
Waterford racing into the fence there now, trying to...
Yeah, Waterford filtering the bodies back there. See Lauren McGregor come across trying to win that challenge. Maloney on the ball again, trying to bypass Karen McGrath. Sprays it back into the centre. The decibel levels now being risen by the crowd here this afternoon. Tier 2 Tipperary. It's only a short journey over the border for them into Piltown this afternoon. Was that handle on the ground there? Referee says play on. Legitimately so. Waterford have possession now. There's a loose arm coming in there. That's what he indicates. Waterford going to have the free there. They'll be happy with that. Anya O'Neill certainly come to life in the last couple of minutes. As we said, we're about to hit the home stretch here in County Kilkenny. Waterford drew a Cork here in the league earlier on this year. Could we have another draw this afternoon? Who knows? Waterford will be hoping that they can wrap it up in the Relegation 60. I'm sure Paul Burke will add on a few moments as well. There has been quite a few stoppages in the second half. Breed McMo loses the ball at a critical area for Waterford, just tugs back her player there. It's sort of a cute foul there. Tipperary being just been told there to wind down or urge that one, slow it down, but it's not a time for probably slowing down. Niamh Martin spots a pocket of space in the far side. We're clean out of wire. Nobody picked up the Brian Burroughs player on the far side. Standing her up now is Kellyanne Hogan. Bypasses Kellyanne Hogan. Next player comes across. Too many steps, says the referee. She's blown for overcarrying Tipperary. Michael McLaughlin-Coe not happy with that in the far side, but it's a big win for Waterford there, because the Tip had numbers if they mounted that attack. I see there's another Waterford substitute underneath us. I think the fourth official is situated on the far side, so we'll see a board quite shortly. But
Karen McCarthy getting ready here, and she'll be experienced player as well, getting ready to come into the free.
So Cavan 4 points, Laois 8 points. A double scores up there in Kiltoom. It looks like Laois could be on their way to securing their top flight status for next season. So Carla McCarthy will be in the fray, and next couple of minutes playing her club football, of course, in Dunboyne and Meath, who are the All-Ireland champions there in action. A big quarter-final this weekend against Kerry. But the one here we're not just too interested in about is not alone even the quarter, just staying in the top flight for next season. So Cara, who's a hard-working wing forward, had a great league, kicked a couple of points here in Piltown earlier on in the year in the games against Cork and indeed Kerry. I think Joe Cleary there that missed the piece of paper was missing there, so no better man than Joe, of course, to have all that organised. Of course, part of the logistics with the Waterford backroom team. No stone left unturned by either Waterford and Tipperary.
Just waiting for players to come off the field, I think.
Their preparation. So I think, Pat Sullivan there, the lines person, has the flag up there. Karen McCarthy is on, and
Annie
looks like Annie Fitzgerald Louise, who in fairness worked very, very hard. She's had a busy schedule, and great to see Annie, of course. I know that combining the role of the Camogie and the ladies football this season In fairness, she's done it very well, and of course all roads leading to Kilkenny next week for the Waterford Camogie team. But it's all about the ladies football this afternoon. Can they get their top flight status secure this afternoon and not worry about a relegation dogfight next weekend? We're into the very dying embers of this game, but we will see a board go up on the far side. Michael McLaughlin, you can see him calling for overcarrying on the far side. Waterford trying to step inside the cover. Here's Emma Murray trying to break that line. That's easier said than done in the 57th minute as Waterford spray this one across now. There's a bit of possession for the aforementioned Cara McCarthy, now playing her club football in Meath, of course. Waterford need runners. Back as far as McCarthy again. Tip flooding the bodies back. If they can get a kick away here, it's going to be very, very they're going to be doing well if they can get it away. Laura Mulcahy has decided to throw off the shackles and abandon her number 3 jersey because she's gone up the field. Here's Kate McGrath.
Yeah, next score is vital here now. No
Eva Murray. Possession. Yeah, and even absolutely possession vital now. We're at 5-5. We're all square. Far side of the field. Ava Waring. See the dark clouds coming in overhead again. That shower of rain the second half. It just absolutely started the second half. It's absolutely unbelievable. Rory has a look at the watch. She's biting the nails over there, but we'll follow the play. Here's Laura Mulcahy for Waterford. They're playing keep ball. Well, it's a dangerous enough game. If Tip turn this one over, they're going to break at pace. Referee has a look at the watch. I didn't see a board.
29 gone on my clock.
29 Louise on York, yeah. And imagine there has to be... Yeah, there has to... And we don't think there will be a board, so I think obviously, yeah, a countdown clock, yeah, exactly. So he has a look at the watch.
Oh, it's very harsh there, referee.
From Waterford's point of view, says the match referee. So yeah, that's a fair incident. Of course, you forget the ladies, it actually counts down. I don't think we have a hooter system here in place in Piltown this afternoon.
Or Emma Murray, sorry, it was, yeah.
I suppose not a bad area to free to give it away. A tip of a long way to go down the field, Louise, but I'll be interested to see, will he allow again? He has another check at the watch there. We've almost hit the 30 minutes. Pat Sullivan is urging his team to get back. Tipperary have possession. Is there time for one final attack here? The crowd are getting anxious underneath us. Tipperary go forward. We're all square here at 5 points apiece. Referee is going to allow another attack all the way back. Tipperary go. They're flooding everyone forward now. One feels there could be a chance of one more opportunity. Pat Sullivan telling Laura Mulcahy to go forward in case Waterford turn this over, but they're going to have to get the ball back first. Niamh Martin has it for Tipperary. She's back in the fray. Oh, Martin comes in there. Was it charging or is it a free for Tipperary? What's it going to do here? This is going to be a few minutes today because both players are on the deck here. They've emptied themselves in this second half, which has had absolutely everything. I know the scores really have probably dried up, but in fairness, both teams have really went at it, and it's been tight, it's been tense, and in fairness, it's been entertaining in the last 20 minutes or so, Louise.
Yeah, I think it's Breed McMaw there and Niamh Martin, two midfielders there after clashing. But as you can see, it's very tense here, nip and tuck here now, like clock nearly up, and the next score is going to be absolutely crucial. So whoever can hold on to possession and try and capitalise on it now for the last minute or two.
Yeah, certainly so. We have a few minutes.
That's not Breed McMaw, sorry.
Waterford have a player on the deck. We're trying to see who is down there, but yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable here. And referee hasn't a word there with Tipperary. It'd be interesting to see the end product of it, or the end outcome here, because Tipperary felt they deserved the free. Waterford are arguing for charging. Try and get an update as well from Kiltoom as well, where Laois were in control there.
I think it's Ava Waring this down, actually.
8-4, it's Ava Waring, yeah, who's worked really, really hard here in zone player. So there's no doubt I don't think there'll be extra time required in Kiltoom. We possibly might need one here in Piltown. Lauren Fitzpatrick is making a run upfield just in case Tip win the free and it can be shipped across quickly to her. But
I think Ashley Maloney probably go for a 1-2 here now.
Yeah, so it looks like Tip are going to get the free, unless the ref decides it's going to be a throw ball again. Gary Cantwell just checking the welfare here of Ava Waring, but we are deep into stoppage time here. I'd imagine this possibly could be the final play now. I know we had that incident there for a few minutes. So Joe Cleary's writing down another. I'm not sure if Waterford are getting ready for a substitute. Will they be thinking about maybe getting a few substitutes ready for a possible extra time here in Piltown? Linesperson comes in there to tell Aisling Maloney bring that ball back. I think she's after stealing a few yards there. What drama here.
Minute,
yeah, it's tense, and the fingernails have been tested now, no doubt, around the crowd here. See the Waterford supporters are there. Tipperary are here in their numbers as well. In fairness, a nice short journey for both counties, but they've made their way here to Piltown. Aisling Maloney has this effort. This one could be very, very dangerous. Drops in there. O'Brien comes out. Ball with Waterford. They have possession. Have they time to work it up the field? We're into the dying embers. Referee has another look at the watch. It's back with Katie Murray, who's back in deep in her own half. Waterford they don't need to lose the ball here. Referee indicates, there's a push in the back there. Taken very, very quickly. Was it taken from the wrong position? Yes, says the referee. Karen McGrath had her hands on it. But it looks like
Waterford trying to get out as fast as possible there.
Yeah, I think they're actually making a sub here. Very unusual. Very late in the game. It's Cora Murray who's on. She was due to start. Another one of the Murray contingent, of course, from the famed Cumber Rangers club. Ava Waring is coming off, and she did take that knock as well, Louise. You just wonder, was that maybe down to maybe concussion? I see in Tipperary of a player, one of their Mayor Ishka's here, another injured player as well, who's hobbling on the sideline here. So Pat Sullivan looks at the watch. Are we heading for an additional couple of minutes here in Piltown? The referee is still deciding to play on. Does he feel maybe one team deserves an opportunity to get a winner? If Waterford got an equal winner, would he get an equal, or would they get an equaliser? There's a foul. There's been a goal as well in Kiltoon, which we'll bring you about very, very shortly. But right now, we'll concentrate on the drama here. We're into the dying embers now. We must be on the 33-minute mark, I think, Louise, at this stage.
33 and a half minutes played in my watch.
Cavan won 4, Laois 8 points, so it's down to a point up there in Kiltoon as well, so don't rule out maybe an additional couple of minutes up there as well. But they're into the dying embers of that game. We're into the dying embers here in Piltown. Is there a winner for either one of these Munster sides, Waterford or Tipperary? Karen McGrath has it, turning and twisting. They're pleading for steps. Waterford offload as far as Aoife Murray into the equation. Back to Karen McGrath. Could the captain be the match winner here? Karen needs support though. In she comes there. Offloads quick. Waterford have possession. Shipped outside to Breed McMaw. Now Cara McCarthy. Cara throws it across as far as Anya O'Neill. The Kid Rossendale Bricky's player got inside the cover. Can she get room to engineer the kick? She's gone forward.
Free.
It's a free in there to to Waterford. O'Neill did well to win it, and it's gone in, and it's gone into Anya O'Neill, who wins the free there. Loose tackle there. Looked like Clino Dwyer seemed to be the guilty party there. By God, this is a pressure one from Lauren McGregor's point of view. Possibly we said this could be last kick, who knows.
Yeah, Karen McGrath did very well there, trying to get through the fence.
Broke a few lines there, as she's done numerous times in her club career, and indeed her proud and illustrious county career. Could that be the big moment where Lauren McGregor has to take this kick? This is a pressure kick from the Dungarvan player. She kicks it in. Oh, batted down inside and saved by Lauren Fitzpatrick. Referee has the whistle to the lips. Tipperary have possession. Referee blows the full-time whistle. We're all square here in Piltown. We are heading for an additional 20 minutes, I'd imagine, 10 minutes each way of extra time. 5 points apiece. It was a chance. In fairness, it was a pressure kick. Both teams can go away and I suppose try and unsure did any even bring a spare set of jerseys for the extra time after that rain, but by God, that was drama. 5 points apiece. Scores at a premium, but we're still going, Louise, and both these sides, they're still clinging on, and they can't be separated.
Absolutely. I think Waterford only getting a point there now in the second half. They'll be disappointed with that, but as you said, a strong wind out there now. Very tough kick there for Lauren at the end into the goalie's hands. So it's going to be tough now for the players to come back out again, and as you said, it has to be a winner on the day. Yeah, it has to be a winner on the day, as pointed out by Rory O'Brien and Owen Daly, who I'm sure are playing a blinder here, and I'm sure looking forward to the extra time here and possibly even free kicks here in Piltown. So we'll leave you with the full-time score after the regulation 60 minutes. We will be heading to extra time in due course, but it's finished all square in this relegation dogfight between Waterford and Tipperary. 5 points apiece. Don't go anywhere. Extra time to come very shortly.
A lot can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, and some days, not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
Yes, you're very welcome back to Piltown here in County Kilkenny. The conditions starting to turn again, but we're ready for the start, or almost ready for the start of extra time. There will be a toss again by the match referee. In case you're wondering why we're still on air, we are heading for an additional extra time. There'll be 2 10-minute periods in this relegation dogfight between Waterford and Tipperary. Referee is Paul Burke, who's again maybe heading for shelter as we speak. We just see him having a chat there with the Waterford management team. But 5 points apiece is how it stands. 2 10-minute periods of extra time. If we're still level at that, we will be going to 25-minute free kicks to decide who will retain their top flight status for next season. I can tell you that Laois have retained their senior status for 2024. They've beaten Cavan in the other game. Relegation dogfight up there in Kiltoom. 10 points to 1-5 was the full-time score in that one. So Laois are safe. Waterford just heading in for a bit of shelter directly underneath. Is a good wise call there. They have emerged first, led by captain Karen McGrath. So delighted, as mentioned, to be alongside me in the commentary box, Louise Ryan, this afternoon. 5 points apiece. Again, we mentioned, I suppose, the tight, intense nature of a relegation game, and I suppose given the rivalry and the close nature between the counties over the years, Louise, that trend has continued here today. It's very close, and nothing between them really.
Absolutely nothing between the two teams. As you can see, Tip kind of came out there on top in the second half, underfoot very heavy here now. The second half starting to lash rain again, so it's going to be a matter of who has the legs here now, who can hold on to possession. Every score is going to be absolutely crucial. We're only 10 minutes aside, so Waterford waiting again for Tipperary to come out, so should be underway shortly. But absolutely nothing between these two teams. Very physical, tough battle out there, and can't afford any more wides now on both sides.
Certainly. So Waterford have emerged just directly underneath the dugout. We're still waiting for Tipperary. See Pat Sullivan, the Waterford manager, there as well. So there will be a toss again. That wind as well picking up as well, and see the referee just having a conversation there with the Waterford coach as well. So Waterford first to emerge. As you said, Waterford did have a late chance there from that Lauren McGregor free. She got 2 of them in the game, 3 of them I should say, 3 great frees so far, but had that opportunity to perhaps win it, which would have been, I suppose, a dramatic way to win the game. Would have been heartbreaking for Tipperary, but again, it just goes to show the nature of free takers as well, Louise. You know how big a role I suppose they can play today.
Oh, it's huge, and the pressure on free takers, I think, it's not easy to take frees. It's never easy. Everyone watching you, no free is easy, whether you're in front of the goals or out by the side. It's very hard for anyone to step up and take them, especially in such a high pressure situation.
So see Megan Dunford down underneath us as well, of course. Would no doubt love to be out in the thick of the action, but is urging on our colleagues, and I'm sure is keen to see Waterford stay in the top flight for next season. Of course, the losers today will play Cavan next weekend following their defeat against Laois, so there will be a final opportunity for either team, but I'm sure that's a situation nobody wants to be in. So we see the toss there by Paul Burke, the match referee from Louth, with Karen McGrath and indeed Marie Curley. Sure, they thought they wouldn't be seeing each other again so soon after the final whistle, Louise, but that's the way it is, I suppose.
Karen really standing up here today. Bridesmaid yesterday for Aileen Wall, great friend of her in Balmacarby.
Yeah.
Best of luck to Aileen and Darren. She another Waterford player who's played many seasons for club and county. So
yeah, nice mention. Hope you had a good day, and congrats to both, as they say. And Waterford in their huddle there now in the centre of the field. Tipperary doing likewise. Or in fairness, I don't see the Tipperary team actually out yet. It's just the captain came out for the toss, so it's an interesting one there. And Waterford in their huddle there again. Referee has a quick blasted a whistle there, so it looks like Waterford are going to play from right to left in this opening half. See Evelyn O'Brien heading down that goal on our right hand side from our commentary box, and Tip are going to have that breeze, which is still pretty evident, pretty strong out there,
yeah, very
Louise.
strong, and Tip are going to have to try and use this breeze now in the first 10 minutes, try and get a few scores on the board if they want to get ahead.
Pat Sullivan just saying to the lines person there about the timing of the Tipperary coming out there, but with a bit of sunshine here. As I said, it's nearly all 4 seasons here this afternoon, but we're ready to go for an additional 20 minutes. It might even become more if we're still level at the end of extra time, but let's see how we get on. Paul Burke is ready to get this first period of extra time underway. 5 points apiece and all square in this relegation playoff. We're live here, of course, on the LGFA live streaming platform, so wherever you're tuned in, we hope you've enjoyed the action so far, and hope enjoy this extra time. I'm sure it's a nervous moment if you're a Waterford or Tipperary fan watching, trying to keep their counties safe and in that top flight for 2024. So away we go here. 2 10-minute periods of extra time. There's a foul straight away in the middle of the field there. Aisling Maloney seems to be claiming that she was fouled. I think the referee agrees there that Bríd McMahon did a little bit of holding there, and Maloney wins it. So interesting, went out there for that throw in, won that throw in, and she really stood tall in that second half. Aisling Maloney, just as I say it, though, she gives away the ball. Put the commentator's curse on her right down the throat there of the Waterford backline there, and Murray, Bríd McMahon seemed to be taken out of it off the ball there, but the referee says play on. That's Aoife Murray. Oh, and Aoife went in there. Referee says there was a leg in there from Aisling Maloney, who just has a wild smile there, just to say it. It felt a little bit harsh, but
yeah, 3 Murray sisters there on the field. Absolutely great players for Waterford over the years, and Cumber Rangers.
Yeah, key players, no doubt, going to be key players in this additional extra time period for Waterford as they carry this ball forward now with Anya O'Neill. Good play, but a Kilrossany Bricky player trying to go inside there. Offload as far as Murray. Final effort comes in. Is it inside that post? It looks good from here. It's over the bar from Katie Murray. There was a good bit of value and a good bit of menace to that attack, and there was a good quality finish as well. Katie Murray gets her opening score upon her introduction. Wasn't deemed fit enough to start, but she's in now and she has her name on the scoreboard.
Super score against a very tough breeze there. Very important to get that point in the score for Waterford. Just see, I think it's Lauren McGregor gone down injured now as well.
Oh yeah, that could be a big one there. See Gary Cantwell racing in there, and I think Waterford actually looking for the play to be stopped there because she's down and looks maybe in quite a bit of distress there. Just seemed to tweak something there. You see Gary Cantwell racing in there, but we'll follow the play because Tipperary have that all-important football on the far over side, and it's Emma Marcy from Arlo. Good play by Emma. Good build-up here by Tipperary in as far as Marie Creedon, wearing number 29 from the famed Thurles Sarsfields club. And was there referee indicating that there was a loose challenge there? Referee still adequate to leave the play go on as Lauren McGregor is getting a bit of, looks like maybe a hamstring injury there, being treated to there by the Waterford physio Gary Cantwell. This one is a very, very dangerous one. Evelyn O'Brien comes off her line, ball is inside, and it's gone in, and it's a push.
Pushing,
is it?
yeah,
Referee says
for pushing
the back. Aisling Maloney was lurking in there, brave there by Aisling. Evelyn O'Brien from Glashmore Kinsale begged the Waterford custodian, but Lauren McGregor is down inside. But
Aisling trying to use her strength.
That was very, very brave inside, because that could have went anywhere, Louise.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And they're very dangerous balls in on top of Aisling. She's such height and such strength inside in front of goals. You never want to see her. If you're a defender, high ball coming in top for her, but Waterford did well there now. I just see Evelyn O'Brien getting a bit of attention there now.
See Niamh Power there as well, part of the Waterford backroom team. There's Pat Sullivan giving her words of instruction there, so there's certainly going to be no shortage of that in this extra time, as both sides keen to just get the win today and be done with the season, even though I know there'll be disappointment not to have, I suppose, gone further in the championship. But then when you get to these relegation battles, and if you do manage to survive, I suppose, Louise, it gives you that psychological edge as well, then even going in and preparing for next season, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no one wants to be in a pressure situation next week, facing another match of relegation. While they're disappointed to be here, they just want to get the win under their belt now and then concentrate on a fresh start next year up senior.
Certainly so. Evelyn O'Brien, just again Gary Cantwell, who's certainly been busy there in the second half. The Waterford physio is making sure she's okay, but again, that was a very, very dangerous situation there with Aisling Maloney lurking around, as we said. Got 2 points in the second half. The Care player, one absolute monster point from play, nailed it free as well, but single-handedly got Tipperary really hauled them back into the game in the second half, being they were 4 down, of course, at half-time. Waterford with just 1 point in that second half from Lauren McGregor. Tip got 5, and we now on your screen, as you can see, it's 6 points to 5 with Waterford. Katie Murray edging Pat Sullivan's side in front in this relegation dogfight here in Piltown. Waterford with possession again. Anya O'Neill, just a good injection of pace there by O'Neill. Lovely through the hands movement here by Waterford. They have an opening with Bríd McMahon. Gone inside that Tipperary cover. Lovely footwork here. She needs support play though. Has it in the shape there of it's Katie Murray on the ball. Got that latest score there for Waterford. Back inside. Final effort comes in. Can it gone inside? Can it throw inside there? It's gone the wrong side of the post there from Annie Fitzgerald, I think it was. In fact, it was Kate McGrath had the final effort there and just pulled it on that occasion. So the player, or Annie Fitzgerald, of course, not taken off there in the second half, but more down to, I think, maybe tiredness more so than anything else. Tipperary showing no tiredness now in the shape of Aisling Maloney. Oh, very intelligent there, because just knew the runner there. The outlet ball was Emma Morrissey looking for Maloney again. Emma's gone forward, wrapped around there. Foul there by the Waterford midfielder. It's Anya O'Neill is the guilty party in that occasion. You could just see there, lovely 1-2. The combination and the understanding Maloney and Morrissey have together has certainly been very evident here today, Louise, and just the intelligence then to draw the free.
Yeah,
really
both
seen,
excellent players. Yeah, and Aisling now, she'll be open for this and over the bar, especially with the wind. Elaine Kelly was running through there as well, has already got a point from play.
Yeah, she got that point in normal time, of course, and certainly, as you said, has made a few lung-bursting runs. This is an effort from Aisling Maloney. There's no doubt about questioning her ability. The player from Care ties up proceedings once again here in Pilltown. 6 points apiece. Just floated it over beautifully, like a good golfer, just literally stroked it over the bar. And again, she's a confident player, and again, she's standing tall today.
Yeah, she absolutely is.
So again, interesting, Lauren Fitzpatrick plying that trade, as Louise pointed out there, of really pushing up on the Waterford kick-out. Evelyn O'Brien decides to go long, but only right down the throat of the Tipperary half-forward line, and Nora Martin is going to retrieve that situation, the player from Schlievnemon. Back into the centre there, we can see Laura Morrissey making a run there, player from Brian Bruce, but she leaves that one to her opposite midfielder, Niamh Martin, who spent a bit of time in the sin bin, met hard there by her opposite number 9, that's Breed McMo. Came across there, and Breed has the hands up to say what's that about, but referee says that's a free. And Tip have possession again, as Louise pointed out. See, Elaine Kelly is certainly hugging this touchline right underneath us. This is a Route 1 ball. In the stars, Aisling Maloney being policed there by 3-4 Waterford defenders, and just a little tug back there. And in a bit of frustration there, Karen McGrath, they've had a good duel all afternoon. I think the ball has booted away as well. I think it's gone into the trees there. The young fellas will have a bit of crack trying to retrieve that one on the far side, but possibly maybe a ball might be brought forward there. I think the referee is having a word, and
yeah,
with Aisling certainly going to be...
Karen got a bit pulled back there. See her on her haunches there.
Yeah.
Might need a little bit of attention.
Gary Cantwell is he's certainly done more running than some of the players here in this second half and into this first additional time period. In case you're wondering, here in Pilltown we did finish level, 5 points apiece at the end of normal time, so 2 10-minute periods of extra time. Be quick change around at half time.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes now gone and still level.
Flown by really, hasn't it? Yeah. And if we're still level, as pointed out, we think we'll have 25-metre kicks here.
No one wants to go to that.
No, certainly wouldn't envy that one anyway. It's tough on the commentators, never mind the players. But anyway, in fairness,
sun coming out here again now, those strong winds still there.
Yeah, both sides have already emptied themselves here, and in case you didn't mention again or didn't hear, it's Laois who've survived as well. They're safe in the top flight for next season. That's by virtue of their win over Cavan and Kiltoom. 10 points to 1-5 is the score up there. So again, the tight natures of both relegation matches, I suppose they're always going to be tight, and that was the case up there as well. It's even tighter here in Pilltown at 6 points apiece, all square, and Karen has very gingerly picked herself up, getting a round of applause there from the Waterford supporters. Nice crowd in as well, enjoying the fair here in Pilltown this afternoon. Waterford need to get on with this one quickly. We saw it in the first half, and this one is going to be punished because, in fairness, you are looking for a bit of consistency in that. In fairness to Burke, Tipperary were caught in the first half. This time just a bit of hesitation by Waterford. The player on the ball not really supported, and this is back with Aisling Maloney territory now from what can be a chance for just praising Waterford for winning the ball back. They've gifted an opportunity now to Aisling Maloney to get Tip's noses in front. Now, this is a pressure kick, but nothing really usually phases the Care player. Here's Aisling Maloney. This is very, very dangerous. In over the crossbar, landing on the netting and over the bar. That doesn't matter. They all count. She punishes Waterford severely onto the netting of Evelyn O'Brien's crossbar. Over the bar it goes. Tipperary shoot back into the lead. Waterford had a free. Too much time on the ball, delayed the free kick. Referee handed it over to Tipperary, punished, as we said, big time by Aisling Maloney, the Premier back in front.
Yeah, I think Karen was going to try and go back to the goalie there at that time, but Aisling was in between the goalie and the defender and she didn't want to chance it, so unfortunately the ref said she was taking too much time with that one, but it was a great score by Aisling Maloney.
Great score, yeah, nailed it. In fairness, it did happen in the first this time. Karen wasn't hanging around there directly, just didn't care where she kicked it when she took that free kick even, in the distance, and in that time she was going to be okay. Waterford drive out with this one. They trail by a 1-7-6. Player in the centre here again, but Ony O'Neill decides to put on the afterburners and go forward. Oh, lovely 1-2 here. Lovely play by Waterford. Kellyanne Hogan now. Oh, shifts it outside there. Oh, it's a hefty challenge now. Which way is the referee? He's going to give the free in there. Tipperary have the hands up in the air to say, what's that about? I can see Niamh Martin there as well. Certainly going to be a big talking point after this game. The level of contentious maybe... where a player is running out of player, what do you do? Was chanting Ger Power about it at half time there. It was involved, of course, with Cumber Rangers this year, former Rack Gormack manager, and certainly sure you're Louise from a club point of view as well and from a player as well. The consistency really hasn't been there today, has it?
That's it. I mean, that's all you want, a bit of consistency. Sometimes it's charging, sometimes it's the defender's fault, so it's hard to know at times that one. I think Tip were a bit incensed there. They thought that she was charging, whereas Waterford thought that she was taken down. So
yeah, and in fairness to Paul Work, it's not... Don't envy his task out there as well today, in fairness to conditions, and in fairness it's a tough gig, in fairness.
Hard kick here now for Kellyanne.
It is a hard one for Kellyanne, yeah.
Gone onto the freeze, so
She's on the, as you can see, just inside that centre circle there in the D, dead straight in front of the post. But as Louise mentioned, it's a very, very pressure kick to tie up proceedings here in Piltown. She backs herself. She nails that one to perfection. Kellyanne Hogan, huge roar from the Waterford supporters who've made the journey to Piltown. It was their home venue for 2 league games. They wanted to make it a bit of a fortress again this afternoon. 3 points for Kellyanne Hogan. 2 massive ones from play in the first half. Now she's got a point from a free, and we're all square once again here in the Kilkenny sunshine as it is now. Tip go along with the kick out. 1 back by Waterford there. Superb reading the play there is Murray again. That's in fact it is Aoife Murray, in fact, excuse me, playing the 1-2 there with Katie Murray. Back inside there. That's a high challenge there.
Very high tackle.
Very hard tackle. 2 players on the deck there. Referee certainly going to have the notebook out here. Murray came in. Aoife Murray, it's at Niamh Martin. She spent a bit of time in the sin bin already, so
very high tackle around the neck there now.
Referee certainly came out. Is he going to have a word with the lines person? Certainly deemed high. Didn't you argue whether she was coming in maybe at that pace? Was it hard to... Certainly there's going to be a bit of consultation here between both officials, and I'd have to say from our vantage point here, Louise, it certainly did seem high, and could well see a card here.
Absolutely, yeah. 10.5 minutes gone now, so coming up to half time would be a big loss for Tipperary to lose Aisling Martin or Niamh Martin. Would be a big loss, yeah. It is a big moment now. It is a big call for the match referee, who's he's actually having a word with a Waterford player here as well. Kellyanne is. I know, I saw earlier herself in Lane Kelly just after she took that free, there was a little bit of argy-bargy went on, but unless it's something to do with that.
So Niamh Martin is called across by the referee, and the notebook is out, and usually that's a sign there's certainly going to be a bit of talking going on first.
Tip not wanting to give the ball to Waterford here either.
So
yeah, I think she's gone.
She is gone, because that's her second yellow. Obviously had the sin bin there, so that's 2 yellow cards. So Tip down to 14 players for the remainder of this game. She heads off really, really frustrated, really, really tough, as we're doing her best to stand her up. Just get second yellow, of course. So she'll be off for the remainder of the game. But we'll follow the play. Back at Waterford. Can they get this one over? Kellyanne Hogan has the effort. Will it carry? Off the crossbar there. Watched all the way by Fitzpatrick. Inside Tipperary player on the deck. Is going to be a free out. Yes, says the referee. And that was a massive kick there by Kellyanne Hogan. This time it's a Tipperary player on the deck. Lauren Fitzpatrick had to watch it all the way. Gary Cantwell sprints in again. The Tipperary physio in there as well. The physios have been as busy as anyone in this second half. But what an effort that was from Kellyanne Hogan. Would have been a monster score. She's got 3 points. Waterford pairing another substitution underneath us. It is the
Abby Murphy.
The St. Anne's player, number 26. St. Anne's will be really coming through the ranks too in terms of the football as well. Would be known, of course, a very strong camogie club in Waterford, but great to see them making great strides as well in the ladies Gaelic football, and they're well represented here in the Waterford panel, and Tip player on the deck. But again, they were quick to react to that break as it hit the crossbar.
Kellyanne was unlucky now at that one. I think Tipperary were happy to see that one come back out.
Yeah, so we're nearly on it. Imagine, Louise, we nearly are at the end of this first.
Yeah, I have 12 and a half minutes played on my clock now, and I think Waterford will be happy against the wind. Probably a bit disappointed actually not to be a point or two more up against that strong wind, but going in they'll have the wind at their back in the second half, whereas Tip, I'm sure, would have liked to have got a score or two more on the board with the wind in the first half of extra time.
Yeah, definitely so indeed. Waterford and Tip still, of course, at stalemate here in...
I think Lauren McGregor in trouble there now, going off.
In Piltown, yeah, Lauren is going to come off. She's hobbling off there, just being helped off there. I'll see by the Waterford physio, Gary Cantwell. So, still all square here in Piltown. It is going to be a Tipperary
half-time
free out, and the referee sounds the half-time whistle in additional time, in extra time. It is the first period of extra time. We still remain level. Tip, of course, down to 14. Niamh Martin picking up that second yellow, but 7 points apiece. Still nicely balanced, Louise.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a quick turnaround here now for half-time, but as you say, Waterford will have the win now in the second half, so we'll try and tag on a few more, whereas Tipperary now, I'm sure, will try. They've only 10 minutes now left in this game, whether they can get a few more scores on the board.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break. Half-time and extra time. We're still all square here in Piltown. It's Waterford 7 points, Tipperary 7 points.
What can happen in just 1 second? Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it, and we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, and some days, not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
Yes, you're very welcome back to Piltown here in County Kilkenny. We're almost ready to go for the second period of extra time. We're still nicely balanced. It's all square here. No separating these great Munster rivals. Waterford and Tipperary 7 points apiece. Tip are down to 14 players as a result of a second yellow card to sin bin for Niamh Martin, who unfortunately picked one up in the first half but has done so in this extra time period too, which could well prove to be a big difference in the second half. See Megan Dunford, of course, just down there, ruled out through that horrific injury which she sustained earlier on in the year, but part of the Waterford backroom team today, and again we wish her a speedy recovery from that knock, and no doubt urging on her colleagues to what from their point of view will hope to be a victory. But as I said, all can happen. There's 10 minutes to decide this, Louise, and as we were saying earlier on, we predicted it would go down to the wire. That's the way it's transpired so far.
Yeah, and Tipperary now down to 14 players. It's going to be very hard for them now here. See, Waterford need to use that extra player if they want to get ahead in the next few minutes.
Yep. Let's tip out the ball. The first possession with Emma Morrissey, who, in fairness, has been immense. I don't know how many times we mentioned her in the commentary this afternoon, but really leading the line for Tipperary. Aisling Maloney moving off her. They have an advantage here. Morrissey goes forward here. Ball hits the deck, but the referee is going to bring it back for the free there. Says Paul Burke there, the match referee from County Louth. So Waterford trying to get reset. Tipperary have the free with the aforementioned Aisling Maloney, who's come back out to take this one for the Premier. She's got 4 points so far this afternoon.
Yeah, unbelievable free taker now, kicking into a wind here now, so she's going to go short, I think.
Yeah, and she goes back with it, and you see Pat Sullivan, the Waterford management team, being urged to give a long kick delivery into the inside line. Tipperary centre back Marie Curley is playing that loose roll back there. Tip have it again outside as far as the aforementioned Emma Morrissey, the Arlo player, back as far as the Care player, the dynamic Aisling Maloney, and as I said, those players are so much on the same wavelength. Here they are again, the duo combining Maloney to Morrissey. Looking for space there. Tipper gone inside the Waterford cover here. Good challenge here momentarily. Tip, can they get the shot away? Effort comes in. It's high. It's over the crossbar. Tipperary hit the front here in Piltown. They greet each other with gusto there. Looks like the centre back. It looks like the captain Marie Curley, or is it the midfielder? I think it could be Laura Morrissey who's kicked that one over the bar. It certainly is Laura Morrissey. Yeah, the Brian Barew's player even into the fray. She enjoyed that one, but a great move by Tipperary.
Yeah,
finished with a plum as well.
Tipperary, yeah, very important for them to get a score on board early now.
Laura Morrissey with the effort there, yeah, very like Marie Curley, who was she was back manning the number 6 role, and the referee said it was a loose arm in there, so it's a free to Waterford and a free for Anya O'Neill of Kilrossenty Brickies. Sprays it across back into the centre now. Waterford possession with Eve Power of the St. Pat's Club. Back as far as Emma Murray from Cumber Rangers. Waterford go forward now. Ball doesn't go to the hand there, and Tipperary are there to retrieve that situation. Waterford trying desperately to win it back, but Tip come away with the ball. Clean out the wire on the far side of the field. Nice balance here. She gets it out. Just loses her footing momentarily there. Goes back. Tipperary trying to win that ball back. Emma Cronin now on the hands of the ball, and look who has it once again. Aisling Maloney.
Very deep in her own defence.
Deep in her own half there, absolutely getting on the ball, but really commanding it and really leading by example in the extra time, as you can hear, possibly even hear that wind as well in the Piltown here this afternoon. We've had all sorts of weather here, but I'm sure neither side will mind if they can retain that status. Waterford have that substitution with Abby Murphy, as we said, from the St. Anne's Club into the fray. But winning the ball back there is Elaine Kelly. She's a point scorer for Tipperary in the normal time there. But Tipperary will be happy with this to soak up, go through the hand passes, because Waterford don't seem to be pushing up really, Louise. They're sitting back.
No, they're trying to hold on to possession here. They know they're against a strong wind, so they don't want to kick away the ball. So they're using the hand pass, trying to hold on to possession and work it up the field.
Here's Aisling Maloney spraying it across. Katie Murray, Pat Sullivan roaring literally down underneath us to try and push up on that Tipperary attack, and that ball there is fed through as far as Emma Morrissey. Here's the Harlow player. She hasn't scored so far, but she's really ran the show, really dictated the play there on the 40 for the Premier this afternoon. They're being urged to hang on to possession. Waterford there, they're calling for steps. Referee says that's okay. Have they overturned this ball? Lovely outlet ball there. Tipperary through the middle there. Lovely passing movement here. This is clean on the wire from Brian Burrows, swallowed up there by a wall of white jerseys. Referee says that's okay. The ball was legitimately hand pass. Back to clean on the wire again, over as far as Morrissey. Keep ball now from Tipperary. We're only 2 minutes into the second half. They still have it. Ball is fumbled there. It's overturned there by Waterford, and an illegal challenge there by the Tipperary midfielder Laura Morrissey. She kicked that score a moment ago.
Yeah,
She's just given away a free there, but again just throws it back there to not allow Waterford to get too much build up to it. But now Waterford come in, they break at pace. Murray's ball almost doesn't go to hand, but it does feed her sister. That's Katie Murray from Cumber Rangers. Breed McMaw on the ball, looking for the outlet pass. It's from the captain, Karen McGrath, looking for a bit of leadership. Off as far as Hannah Power. Hannah steps inside the cover, back as far as Karen McGrath. Waterford needs support runners there. Karen holding up the ball. Who's going to run off the shoulder? Back to her clubmate. That's Kellyanne Hogan. Waterford need to switch position. Oh, lovely ball inside in as far as the St. Anne's player. That is Abby Murphy, wearing number 26. Now it's Tipperary with the players back, and Murphy has possession. Oh, Power just momentarily took her eyes off, but Waterford do well to win it back. The Murrays combining. Can they get a shot away? Referee says, oh, it's charging there, and Katie Murray is punished there. Illegal tackle there. Referee says going to be a free out. Is a big call. A couple of big moments in this game. That's charging, says the referee from Louth. Tipperary would be happy with that, because it just soaks up that pressure, gives them a chance to recover there and recuperate. And Nora Martin back there as well. But again, for all Waterford's effort there, undone, Louise, needlessly so there by a free, which referee deemed to be charging.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed now to get something out of all that possession. Cora Murray had done well to use her strength to get the ball back in defence, worked it up. Her sister's passing there, I think it was kind of similar to the incident we had in the first half there, but he gave the opposite decision this time and gave the free to the defender.
Yeah, there has been a few of them this afternoon. Certainly be a big talking point come the end of the game, but as I said, there's nothing, no quarter given or asked by either of these Munster rivals, who are keen to stay up in the top flight. Of course, victory for Laois earlier on, who defeated Cavan and Kiltoom 10 points to 1-5, so they're safe in the top flight for next season at what is now a real windswept Piltown venue.
Yeah, 5 minutes gone here now, so Waterford have 5 minutes.
Already 5 minutes gone. We're hearing the amateur, the whistlers there calling, the amateur whistlers saying that there was too long taking over that ball, but Tipperary have possession back as far as Lauren Fitzpatrick now shipped out as far as the team captain Marie Curley. Is she going to guide her side to top flight survival for next season? Waterford, I'm sure, will have a thing or two to say about that. They're really pushing Tipperary here. Now they've pushed all the bodies back as far as Lauren Fitzpatrick sprays it across her own goal, but she was aware there was presence there. Shipped outside now as far as clean out of wire right through the centre, but Tipperary knew there was bodies back. Need to be a late challenge there, which the referee says may be spotted, but it's okay because Tipperary have that all-important football from their point of view. Emma Morrissey, how much ground has she covered this afternoon? She's been immense. Goes forward. Linesperson there assists the referee too. That tackle was initially okay in as far as Aisling Maloney being policed there by Karen McGrath. As we said, two of the great warriors here in the game this afternoon and right throughout their careers. Tip up possession again. Maloney is so good at holding it. She's a very deadly player on the ball as well, and she won't waste any possession. Neither will Tipperary. There's 6 minutes almost gone in this second period of extra time. Who's going to remain in the top flight for next season? Who's going to play Cavan in that relegation playoff for next season? We can see Pat Sullivan saying get out. Waterford trail by 1, 8-7 against the 14 players of Tipperary who've battled valiantly to haul themselves back into the game. Here's Elaine Kelly. She got a point in the first half. She can get a point in the second half. Oh, Kelly's effort. She just pulled it left and wide there. She did well to get inside the cover. She got the shot away, but she just pulled it the wrong side of the post. She's been causing all sorts of problems all day. Looks like Waterford may be reintroducing Annie Fitzgerald, Louise. Yeah,
it looks like she might be coming back in, but Elaine Kelly and Nora Martin kind of snuck up there on the left wing, were left unmarked by Waterford, and Waterford will be happy that one didn't go over.
Here's Murray on now as far as Breed McMaw needs an outlet ball there. Hefty tackle there on her. Officer as Cora Murray through the centre as Emma Murray Waterford mounting an attack here. Is there an end product? Can Murray get inside the cover? Still Emma Murray going forward. Can she get a shot away? Surrounded there by a wall of blue and gold jerseys. Back as far as Katie Murray. She got a point upon her introduction. She has an advantage. It's a free into Waterford. Katie Murray is fouled. It's a free into Pat Sullivan's charges. Annie Fitzgerald is about to be introduced. Are they going to make that substitution now as we tick towards that 10-minute period of the second half? Don't rule out the 25s. There's no 25-metre line marked here in Piltown, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Now here's a vital free for Lauren McGregor. I know you probably put your house on her from here, but it's not an easy situation. Or sorry, it's not Lauren McGregor. She's off the field. It's Kellyanne Hogan, of course.
And Laura Mull.
So used to seeing
coming off injured as well.
Here's Kellyanne, and Kellyanne nails
Great
that one.
score by
Her
Kellyanne.
4th point of the game.
Laura Mulcahy hobbling off here, which is a pity, but as you said, Annie Fitzgerald back on the field now as well. That was an absolutely crucial score for Waterford. So level again here.
Yeah, Laura
2 minutes
Mulcahy
left.
literally after
2.5 minutes left.
emptying herself out there today. She goes off, gets a tap in the back there from Pat Sullivan. Short kick out from Lauren Fitzpatrick. Foot race here between Kelly and Breed McMo, and it's a pull back there from the Ballymacarbery player who was lurking in there, and now it's Tipperary. The 14 players of Tipperary. Power trying to win it back for Waterford. Good battling by Hannah. Here's the fullback. Here's Lucy Spillane, the player from Feather. Ball outside. Waterford fighting as if their lives depended on it. Pat Sullivan very close to the sideline there. It's going to be a free to Tipperary. Pat Sullivan pretty insensitive that decision. Tipperary have a substitution got in there. It's Anya Delaney from Templemore has been introduced in the past couple of minutes. Lucy Spillane going to take the free for Tipperary. What a great drama we've had here in Piltown. In fairness to both sets of these players, at times maybe the scores have kind of dried up, but we've had absolutely everything here in terms of drama and tension. Are we going to have a bit more if we're still level after extra time? It is a result on the day. We've no floodlights here in Piltown, so we have to be decided after the free kicks if we're heading that way. I'm sure these counties want to wrap it up though in the extra time period. We're level, 8 points apiece. It's the Laura Morrissey there, the number 8 for Tipperary, takes too much out of the ball. It's a free, says Paul Burke, the referee from Louth. He's a nice spin back to Louth after this game this afternoon. I'm sure he'll be hoping it might be level, or it might be decided in this extra time.
Yeah, that could be a crucial moment there now for Tipperary. Waterford have possession. I have a minute left on my clock.
Yeah, we were level at 5 each at the end of the extra time, at the end of the regulation 60. We're still level at 8 each. I see Joe Cleary handing a slip of paper there to the lines person. That's probably for the last Waterford substitution. Joe nearly can't watch this game enough because the drama tension is unbelievable, but he makes sure those substitution slips there. Referee has indicated there it's going to be a free there. He was playing an advantage now. This is a big moment. Kellyanne Hogan, she's inside, a couple of metres inside the 45-metre line. Does she back herself? Will she have a go at this? Certainly within her locker, Louise.
Yeah,
this is a
very
big
pressurised kick there. Cameron McGrath really playing captain's role there, stepping up there to try and get through the Tipperary defence. Very hard kick now for Kellyanne.
I think we have a substitution indicated. I think it's a Tipperary substitute on the far side. I'm sure. Thought I saw a flag going up. And see Waterford are moving Aoife Murray forward to join this attack. So here we have Kellyanne Hogan in the dying embers of extra time here in this relegation dogfight between these great Munster rivals. She's got 4 points so far this afternoon. Can she get a 5th and put Waterford in front? Effort comes in across the face of the goal and wide. It had the distance, just didn't have the accuracy.
Oh, she had to go for it, but unfortunately went to the right and wide.
Tip have possession back. Aisling Maloney, she's been immense this afternoon. Oh, she was going forward there and she's arguing there. Why wasn't she left off? Because Tipperary frustrated there on the far side. We can see Michael McLaughlin, Peter Creedon, who's still outside the wire there on the far side. There's no one taking their eyes off this one though, Louise. It's been absolutely brilliant in this extra time. I know scores have maybe dried up, but they've both emptied themselves in fairness.
Yeah, we're gone into extra time, our second half of extra time.
Oh, what a cruel. This is going to be an absolute cruel game to lose. It's going to be a fantastic game if you were to get over the line and perhaps get a win and retain your top flight status. Elaine Kelly, there's nobody picking her up here on this far side, and the referee has blown the full-time whistle in extra time. We are still level here. There was very little added time played there because they're probably obviously in the extra time you're not going to be adding on too much.
No.
But we are going to the dreaded free kicks. I don't think I did actually, last time I commentated on a game that ladies football I went to, free kicks was actually a club game in Waterford. I think an under-16 final, Louise, between your own club Ballymacarbery and Stradbally. That was down in Bushy Park. We're in Piltown this afternoon. Waterford and Tipperary are heading for free kicks, so I think we may take a little bit of a breather. But before that, Louise, 8 points apiece. points. Again, it just goes to show the tight nature of these games, and again, Waterford and Tip, that their rivalry, I suppose, and that they know each other so well and just can't be separated even after extra time.
Can't be separated, as you said. This is just nail-biting into it. Whoever loses this now, you just feel sorry for. It's going to be very tough now coming up to the free kicks to pick their players, who's going to take them. Very high pressure situation, strong wind there, so it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. We will take a breather ourselves and we'll try and get an indication of who maybe the free takers are going to be in the 25-metre free kick competition, because it's ended all square here after extra time in this TG4 All-Ireland Ladies Senior Football Relegation Playoff. We're heading for free kicks to decide the winners of Waterford and Tipperary. We're level, 8 points apiece.
That can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal. Winning save. Perfect tackle. Clever flick. Good call from the ref. Great shout from the line. The county title. After 30 years. A long wait over. Just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. By great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout. That gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, and some days, not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
A lot can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. By great players. Just
Yes, you're
one
back to
second.
we're still on
The difference between...
we are heading, believe it or not, for a free kick competition to decide the destination of this tie between Waterford and Tipperary in the relegation dogfight in the All-Ireland Ladies Football Championship. You're certainly getting your value for money on the TG or the LGFA live streaming platform this afternoon. And yeah, it's certainly all happening. We are heading for free kicks. So up first is Waterford's number 10, Kellyanne Hogan. It's going to be first up. Of course, she nailed 4 points. So yeah, it's been a busy afternoon, and big shout out as well to our dynamic duo of Rory O'Brien and Owen Daly, who've kept us all in check here in Pilltown this afternoon, playing a blinder. So Kellyanne is up first. So Louise, quickly, of course, we mentioned, you know, they've gone through, I suppose, the extra time, normal time, and it's a really tough situation for both counties, both camps to be in, really, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think any player wants to be in this situation. Very tough kick. 25 metres
25 metres, as you see, where the cones are marked there. Can't step inside them, and it's between those two flags there, the Kilkenny flags. They put them up a week in advance ahead of the All-Ireland final. But we are in Pilltown, remember? And we are in Pilltown. Kellyanne Hogan has certainly been in Pilltown since 2 o'clock this afternoon, because she's nailed that one. So that's
great kick by
great
Kellyanne.
kick. So that's her, if you want to say, give her 5 points in total, if we want to include that in the overall game. So Waterford have first blood. Up first for Tipperary is Aisling Maloney. The umpires stay in situ even, and again we all say these should be bread and butter, but they're not easy kicks. Maloney, though, is bang on cue, and she nails that one to perfection. She's up to 5 points overall, so it's a point each. And as we were saying there, Louise, if we're still level, you might give an outline of what happens if we're still level at the end of the 5 kicks.
Yeah, so they've selected their 5 players, still level after 5 kicks. They have to select new 5 players, and it goes to sudden death, so nobody wants to be in that situation.
No.
Breed McMaw stepping up now. At least the players do have the wind at their back, but very pressurous situation.
Yeah, it is indeed, and Breed just taking due care over this one. Going to kick this one off her right leg. Phenomenal, of course, midfield. That middle third was absolutely a crucial area today. And here is Breed McMaw with the effort, and she's got it inside the post, just inside that left-hand upright. She'd be happy with that.
Yeah,
absolutely. I know she was telling me during the week she's actually due to go on a holiday next week. She was hoping Waterford to get the win today. Has a hug there with Keelan O'Neill, who's part of the backroom team, of course.
Kellyanne giving her a hug
exactly,
as well,
yeah, because that's a pressure environment. And let's see how Emma Morrissey can get on now. The Aherlow player, the number 11, again, she was absolutely immense. Covered every blade of grass for Tipperary this afternoon, and she's following that through in this free kick competition.
Yeah, so no surprise there. Great free kick.
2 kicks each, and we're still all square. It's just the nature of this game that there's just no separating Waterford and Tipperary here in Pilltown. And interestingly, the crowd, I wonder where they were all taken off there a couple of moments ago. They passed our position, was saying they're hardly going away now, but they've just all descended down to our right here, Louise, to gather at that goal where the free kicks are being taken. But you have made the point as well, and point out to our listeners, they are kicking into, they have that aid of that strong breeze. But you
Kate McGrath is stepping up.
Yeah, Kate from Kilrosny Brickies. It still have to do a thing, I suppose, of trying to draw it in.
I suppose players have to be careful not to go in front of that.
Exactly, yeah, you can
flag,
see the
so
two
it would be disallowed if it goes over.
Lines people there who are bang on cue. And that's floated in, and it is gone wide. So Kate McGrath's effort there just gone the wrong side of the post. She'll be disappointed with that. Both teams, as you can say, huddled away in their respective sides.
Yeah, and I always think fair play to all these players who step up, because it's a lot easier just to watch.
So Tipperary are up next, and it looks like Laura Dillon, who got a point from play in the opening half, and her effort has gone in, and it's gone wide. So we've had 2 misses there, the last 2 kicks. Laura Dillon missed for Tipperary, and Kate McGrath missing for Waterford. So
Eve Power now stepping up.
Eve Power from the St. Pat's Club, of course. Her sister Hannah is there as well. I'm sure Dad Noel is here somewhere in the vicinity of the ground, and Mum Rose, they never miss a match. But this is a nervous situation for Eve, who's the younger of the Power sisters, of course. And let's see how she gets on. Going to kick this one off her right foot. It's been all right-footed efforts so far Eve Power playing in the Waterford backline. Floats this one in. She took customary care over that one and she nails it to perfection. Superb score by the St. Pat's player. I'm sure they like that one up around the Bahadoon direction.
Definitely.
So up next is your own clubmate, I think, Louise.
Yeah, Lauren Fitzwell able to kick the ball over the bar, even though plays most for her career in goals.
So goalkeeper with Ballymacarbery. As Louise says, I'm sure you've seen plenty of times, Louise, up in that midfield, and indeed
she's brilliant
at various venues.
Well,
stepped up, because that was a pressure situation, and again, in fairness, she was composed right throughout today. I know the both goalkeepers, you'd argue Evelyn O'Brien and Lauren didn't have much to do, but anything they did do, they dealt with it very comfortably, very confidently even as well. So Emma Murray is up next, the Waterford number 6, who again mounted. So both on 3 out of 4, as pointed out there by Rory, who's really engaged in this free kick competition over there to my left. So Emma Murray, I should say. Oh, there's plenty of height in it. It's wide.
Just going to the right there and wide.
It was plenty of height in it, and it just drifted on her last minute. So this could be the match winner, Louise.
Come down to this one now, yeah.
We'll come down to this one. I'm trying to see, it looks like Clean Out the Wire, is it?
Clean Out the Wire, yeah.
From the Brian Barrow's club. She's just asking, some players maybe prefer to take that step back and rather maybe have that run at it, but this is the free kick that could keep Tipperary in the Senior Ladies Football Championship for next season. Clean out the wire from Brian Barrows. She's dropped it short.
No.
And wide, actually, because even if it bounced as well, it has to go directly over the bar. So
going to sudden death now.
Sudden death, we're going to the drama is still accruing. So we have 5 new players which will actually be lined up, which will be designated again by the team. So they're obviously picked already. So it looks like
I think they had to give the names to the officials before we started.
The game. Yeah, the 4th official has been busy there.
So it looked like the goalie Evelyn O'Brien is going to step up.
Evelyn O'Brien is up first for the Daisha. This is tense. You can't really cut the tension with a knife out there, both sides, and those over on the far side as well, really engaged. It's not an easy position to be in. Evelyn O'Brien, she's taken many a kick so far this afternoon, and she's kicked that one over the bar.
Great score by Evelyn.
Waterford have put themselves in that position. Could the Clashmore Kinsale Beg Custodian be the match winner?
Pressurised kick now coming up for Tipperary.
Yeah, it's a pressurised kick, and it's a long walk up there as well. And
especially when you're going second, I think it's hard, yeah.
It is tough, yeah. The pressure is on, and just trying to see the Tipperary number there. It looks like possibly it could be Angela McGuigan, Louise. Looks like certainly her shape there, but we'll see how the Schlieve-Namon player goes. Hands on heads in the Waterford people. Let's see if Murray, she can barely tend to watch this one, but that is nailed superbly. Angela McGuigan.
Yeah, great
number
kick by
13,
Angela.
That's her second point of the day, and again that was a confident kick, greeted there with gusto by Lauren Fitzpatrick there, who's really playing a leader's role there. Tipperary goalkeeper, I see Michael McLaughlin has resorted. He's done enough of standing for today. He's actually sitting down there in the middle of the field. Obviously
Katie Murray stepping up.
Katie up there next, and yeah, this is just, it's even hard to talk through because you just feel for the players, the pressure they're under kicking them, Louise, and to be in their position, it's not easy. That's just making sure that they're right. There's 2 footballs there as well. So the referee, it's been a long day for the officials here as well. 2 of the umpires can afford to get a breather in the middle of the field there, so they're happy enough to sit back and enjoy, if you can afford to enjoy, a free kick competition. Here's Murray. Kicks it in.
Yeah, over the bar.
Kicks it over the bar. Katie Murray. Second point. Of course, she was introduced in the second half for Waterford. So she's got her second point, and we're edging Waterford back in front now, Louise.
Yeah, I think it's Maria Curley, is it, coming up now? She takes this one, Tipperary captain.
Tipperary captain who, oh God, put herself in her shoes now. It's not easy. It is sudden death, of course. Waterford players looking on anxiously.
Over the bar.
Curley with the effort, it's gone over.
There's a lot depending on these kicks, if you stay off senior or not. And
there's a lot on the line. There's so much on the line. The youngsters and everyone here today really enjoying and really engaging
Abby
the
Murphy
game.
now, I think, stepping up.
This is a pressure kick now. Abby Murphy, the St. Anne's player.
Some of the girls there on their knees can't even look at the...
Yeah, I just see them there. It's
hard.
gas to see their body expression and see Megan Dunford down
holding
there.
hands around each other, trying to support each other and through this.
For the same, see Peter Creedon, he's taken off the jacket, has been discarded there on the far side. He's back on the field for this one, so maybe that rule didn't carry in, but that's a massive, can that carry?
No.
Oh, it's gone wide, is it? It's gone wide,
yeah.
Abby Murphy's effort has just gone across. I thought for a second it did carry and there was enough latitude on it, but it just went across the face of the goal from the St. Anne's player. She'd be a little bit disappointed with that. So this
Tipperary
kick,
have a chance
this
now, yeah.
kick can win it. It can keep Tip senior for 2024. Waterford, if that was the case, would have to fight out a dogfight with Cavan next week. I'm sure a situation.
Cornerback Emma Cronin, I think.
It is Emma Cronin, excuse me, from the Mile Rovers Club.
Left leg, yeah.
She's the first Kitog of the afternoon. Emma's effort goes in. It's high. It's over the bar from Emma Cronin. The Mile Rovers player, has kicked it over the bar. Tipperary are safe for next season. They have retained their senior status in the most dramatic of circumstances. Abby Murphy is absolutely crestfallen. Nobody is in that position. It's not going to be her fault. Waterford are just going to have to regroup for next weekend. They will have that dogfight against Cavan, but Tipperary, you can see the way there, they've greeted each other with gusto. It means the world to them. They are safe. Conceded 8 goals against Cork in their last group game. But Emma Cronin steps up and nails what was the last kick of the game, a crucial one. We were down to sudden death, and Tipperary are safe, only just, but they are safe, Louise.
Yeah, you have to say congratulations to Tipperary coming out there on top after that nail biting, and Waterford will be very disappointed that they didn't win the game in real time and in extra time, and now they've got a battle on their hands next week against Cavan, who will be very tough opposition. So I'd say well done to Tipperary, and Waterford will have to go again next week.
Yeah, they will indeed. It's an awful way to lose a game, but that was it. I suppose you knew that was in the roof. You were going to come down to home straight and it was going to be level, you know, it was going to go to free kicks. That's what happened, and just unfortunate from Waterford's point of view, came up short. But Tipperary will be happy. Huge result for Peter Craig, because they have been up and down between the senior and intermediate grades. For them to be senior now, it's something to build for them to build on as well going into next year.
Yeah, they'll be very disappointed to be even in this relegation, so they'll be happy just to get over this one and start again afresh and stay up senior next year. Whereas Waterford, I think they're very disappointed to be in this relegation battle as well. I know they thought they could have done better again this year, but I think, you know, they have the players. They've shown that they're well able to compete up in senior, so I've no doubt that they will give it everything again next week, and because they are still one of the good teams in the country that are able to play up senior, so I've no doubt about it that they'll put their foot to the wheel next week and show what they're made of, and no doubt that they're well able to come on top of Cavan again next week.
Super stuff. That's where we'll wrap up from what has been a long afternoon in Piltown. Thanks to Louise Ryan and co-commentary. Big thanks to Owen Daly and Rory O'Brien playing a blinder behind the scenes. Safe journey back, guys, up the country. We'll leave you with the full-time score, level after extra time, of course, but Tipperary prevailed. They remain senior by virtue of a 1-point win over Waterford in a free kick competition. Waterford play Cavan in the relegation playoff next weekend. Venue and details to be confirmed during the week. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.